URT, this is the URT. We are the URT. Welcome to the URT. The ultimate bottle jobs in football tonight, Manchester United. You know who we are. We know who we are. We've been shit all season, but some of you keep telling me that we're going to do great. But there's nowhere to hide for Amarin, nowhere to hide for these players, nowhere to hide for these owners, nowhere to hide for the fans who were so confident that Casemiro was going to turn up, that Bruno, it's all about Bruno is going to do it. Pathetic. A team who is shit, who's 17th in the league, have beaten us 4 times a week. 4 times this season, right? They're 17th in the league and they beat us 4 times. We are the ultimate bottle jobs. This football club is the ultimate bottle job. And don't give a fuck about Europa League. You know what I always say? Manchester United should never be in the Europa League. They should concentrate on coaching. They should concentrate on how to play and get a coach to go and play in a way of a system and go and sign players that can play. But Manchester United did not do any of that. They don't do that. All of it is PR propaganda, and majority of the fan base swallow it up like it's nobody. They swallow it up. And tonight, majority of you got all you deserve. I had 0 expectations because I told everybody, like I was telling Saeed last night and Musa on the Straight Jacket podcast, I don't trust this football club. I don't. So nowhere to hide for the owners. Nowhere to hide for anybody. Nowhere to hide for anybody. Right? Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. You ain't hiding nowhere, people. So smash a like on the video and yeah, Ramadan. What football club? Football clubs that actually like have proper teams can do this. We did it against 10 men. I was trying to explain to them last night. We did it against 10 men. We did it against 10 men. Both Leon and against Bilbao when we went 3-0 up. So at the end of the day, people, Bruno, nowhere to be seen. Casemiro, nowhere to be seen. Maguire, you got rattled by Spurs captain. Got rattled. He was rattled. He didn't have a clue what was going on. And Amarin, as far as Amarin's concerned, made substitutions, doesn't change it. Way too late. So it is what it is, people. But a lot of people kept telling me, but this, that. I told you this competition is shit. Manchester. I called it because I don't need to have a glass into. I don't need to have some sort of magical kind of a mechanism into the future. I just see what I see. Manchester United have been crap, but majority of the fan base have been living on the Europa League. And I kept telling everybody, you can't switch it off and switch it on. You can't switch it on for Thursday nights and then switch it off for the weekend. Your league's bread and butter. I kept saying that. League is bread and butter. And now we're the ultimate Spursy. Manchester United, by losing to them, we are the ultimate Spursy. They have that tag lifted now. That don't belong to them anymore because they didn't ball it. They went there, had a game plan, get that ball in the box, go out wide, get up, rain those balls to the box. And then they knew if they scored that they've got a good enough defense and we haven't got any attack whatsoever to make a difference. That's what's happening in the game tonight. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, because majority of the other channels are going to chat shit to you. Here, we keep it real. We keep it 100% real on this channel. Keep it 100% real on this channel. That's all we do, people. That's what we do. We keep it 100%. Some of you do not like it. You don't like it. You do not like it. You can't take the truth. Truth hurts. That's why it's the therapy channel. It's the therapy channel. Why is it called the therapy channel? Because in therapy, you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth, right? And majority of United fans want the lies. You've been fed the lies, and you want the lies. So I can't help you. And that's why when people say to me, Nuruddin, but your channel is good. Why do you have more subscribers? Because majority of United fans do not care about the truth. They want to be lied to. That's the difference. But I don't give a damn. YouTube, Google, all Zionist bastards. So they unsubscribe people. But we don't give a damn. We do not give a damn. We're here. And tonight, I told you these players are going to turn up. This player's going to do this. Bruno's going to do this. Bruno, you know what? Most of them, I've just had to be quiet because of the Bruno hype. I have to laugh, you know. It was like, you know what? If the man, my guys found a bit of form, but majority of us have just been like, just the hype. The hype. Casemiro's never lost a final. Casemiro, what's Casemiro doing tonight? I saw him try to jog back. Get out of here, man. Both of them, Casemiro and Bruno, guilty giving the ball away. Horrendous passing. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous passing. Horrendous. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to look for match analysis, there isn't much analysis. There isn't. Spurs had the game plan in the first half. We need to score. What do we need to do? We need to go out wide. We need to hit balls into the box. Luke Shaw is there. That shitbag of a shitbag, Luke Shaw. Maguire leaves it, and Luke Shaw does what he does. Luke Shaw is always liability. He's the liability. And then he brings on Diego Dalot, and I'm like, why are you bringing on Kobe? Why are you bringing on Kobe that late? Why are you bringing him on? Why? At the end of the day, Manchester United did not deserve to win zilch. I've been telling you, we're shit. And majority of you are brainwashed into thinking, oh yeah, we're this, we're that. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are you talking about? It is. Spurs are not Spurs anymore. We're the new Spurs. From our owners to the Glazers, to Ilios, to the Glazers, to the coach, to the fans. We are the new Spurs. We are the new Spurs. That's what we are, the new Spurs. I don't know why it's not adding you. It's weird. I don't know what's happening. Let me just... What is it doing? Why can't I not add people? What is it doing, man? What is he doing? Oh, my God. I hate this new, man. I absolutely hate this. Give me a moment, bro. I don't know what he's doing. I really do not know what he's doing. Let me just get rid of this scene bullshit. Delete this scene. Let me just delete this scene, man. Oh, okay, there we go. Big up to you, listeners. People, smash the like. Smash the like, people. Subscribe to the channel. This is the therapy channel. Here you're going to get all of the truth. Nothing but all of the truth. Manchester United have been shit all season. And majority of you have been thinking, nah, the Europa League. We'll win the Europa League. We'll win this. We'll win that. Listen. Where was they tonight? Bottled it. We're the ultimate bottle jobs. Ultimate bottle jobs. Ultimate. Ain't nobody leaving because they've been brainwashed. Actually, Spurs wanted to win a trophy because they've not won a trophy. And that's what should be the motivation in football. But for us, it was about the money. So Ineos said, we haven't got money. Ineos said, we're broke. So we've got to win to buy players next season. Manchester United makes 600 million a year, mate. So over 600 million a year. And who's fucking caused it? Who's caused the financial collapse of this football club? What are you talking about? The most important game in our history, they said. What are you on about? What are you waffling about? The team that wanted to win a trophy won it tonight. That's the difference. That's the difference. Go ahead, Lesso. Talk to me. Big up, Ben.
Big up to everyone. Big up, Ben. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. These guys didn't show up. It just pretty much, sums up the entire season. Absolute bottle jobs, and most of them are losers anyways.
You're muted, Lesso. You're muted. Muted. Nuruddin, you're muted too.
What's wrong with your mic? Go ahead, Lesso.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, man. Anyways, I'd like to say, fuck Amorim, fuck the players, fuck the ownership. Yeah, it's all around, and it's time to just call it out. There's no future at this football club. There's absolutely nothing, and I said it, even if we won, we're still gonna have more of a calmer conversation. But now certain things need to be said. Going forward, this formation is not going to work. And you can see we're not there's no one when we go up front. There's lack of options at the back as well. We look disorganized. Nobody knows what they need to be doing. There's no accountability and who needs to mark who. And the midfield, literally playing without a midfield, is absolutely diabolical. You look at the team that we started with, absolutely disgusting as well. How's Luke Shaw starting games now? Because in the other games that he played, he has been one of the people who caused, his lapse of concentration was the reason why the opposition managed to break us down. And, I still cannot fathom how we can play with 5 at the back and still concede the obscene amount of goals that we have been conceding. It's absolutely shite, to be honest. And going forward, we didn't even trouble these guys. These guys had only 2 decent chances throughout the entire game. How do you show up to a final to only have two chances? This, from top to bottom, it has been shit the whole season. We're still gonna be traumatized. Personally, we're still gonna be traumatized next season. There's absolutely nothing that I'm expecting from this bunch. They're gonna sign now. We've given them a reason to go and sign second-rate players. Players are not gonna fix this anyways because the formation is absolutely broken. If we can't do the basic things like progressing the ball when we have space, we always try and play back. It was frustrating to watch. When Spurs had the ball, they always progressed it forward. They never looked to pass it back or anything of that sort. Whenever we had the ball and we're in advanced positions, we always try to bring it back. We always play in our own area. I don't understand what kind of coaching is happening there, personally. So I want, personally, this manager needs to go. These players need to go. And personally, I don't have a future. I don't see a future with this ownership anyways, because they're undecided. They don't know what they want. There's no standards. They don't even know how they want to play, and they don't know what to back. You're going to see them half-back anyways, this manager, if he's even going to be here. They're going to back him half-heartedly, and then they're gonna stop there, and then they're gonna try and replace him with someone who plays an entire different style of football, and then we're back with this mismatch in terms of players. Right now, it's just shite. It's just shit. Honestly, that's why no one can get it. There's no one who can tell me that this season hasn't been shit. We're 16th. We're freaking 16th, and we couldn't even win a trophy. This is the worst possible night of my entire life with this football club. I'm even considering not even. I'm not.
Wow, I don't know what happened there.
They
I don't know
too
what
much.
happened.
It was
They cut him off.
super strange.
Ben, talk to me. They said Bruno's gonna turn up. The Bruno fanboys, where are they? They said Casemiro's never lost a final. Both of them were the two of the shittest players on the fucking football pitch. I feel sorry for Dogu. He tried. I feel sorry for Yoro. Ama tried a little bit, even though he was shit as well. But at the end of the day, what did we expect, Ben? What do you expect? Nowhere to hide for these owners, for Ineos or Glazers, for Amorim as a coach, and for these players. Nowhere to hide. And the idea that we deserved fucking Champions League football next season when we had that abysmal Premier League season, and the people kept telling me, oh, this and that, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. I'm not devastated because I know my team is shit. They've been shit for fucking 13 years. And whatever trophy we win papers over the biggest cracks anyway. So go ahead, Ben. Big up Sean for joining us. People smash the like. We're not even 100 likes. There's nearly 300 of you in here. Go ahead.
Yes, first things first. Big up. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the February Army. Best night so far, like that's happened, is when you brought that Palestinian flag into the room. Best night so far. That sums up the day. That's the best thing about today. Free Palestine always. Look, I was in work today, and a lot of people were all saying, I think you should win tonight. I think Spurs haven't got what it takes. And I said this, no, I think we're going to lose tonight. He says, but why? Why do you think we're going to lose tonight? He says, just don't trust these players. I just don't trust the system. I just don't trust anything. And when Ruben came in, the first thing I was very nervous about was the midfield. You can't have a coach in modern day that vacates the fucking midfield. The midfield is the most important part of this of football. It's the most important fucking part of football. And what I seen tonight, man, was another exposure of his fucking system. We're just playing the width. Why are we playing the width? There's no options. I don't blame Ahmad tonight, man. The man had no fucking options in midfield. You just can't have a coach that vacates the midfield and plays for the width. Arsenal don't do it. Liverpool don't do it. City don't do it. Newcastle don't do it. All these top clubs don't fucking do it, man. They don't fucking do it, and that's the reason why I'm hammering him out. He's got to go, man. And I don't blame him. I don't fucking blame him. I really don't, because Ineos brought him into this fucking mess. But you can't bring a coach that vacates the fucking midfield, man. Bring me someone like a fucking De Zerbi or a Xavi. He actually plays for the midfield. That's why Spurs were so comfortably off the ball, because they had so many people in the middle of the park. And I was like, saying to my dad, it's like, we're not going to score. We can't play through their midfield at all. We just had to whip crosses in. And don't get me fucking started this fucking Rasmus Højlund bullshit, bro. What a fucking stinker, man. How the fuck we spent 72 million at fucking Atlanta, bro? They must be absolutely loving life. Just like what we did with fucking Maguire for 80 million for Leicester. They went and bought themselves another fucking training ground. Go to fucking hell, man. These fucking Glazers, these Ineos, go to fucking hell, man, honestly. But he's got to go. Ineos, if they have some form of fucking creditancy, even though they deserve to fuck off out of this club, bring me Xavi or fucking De Zerbi. Just get rid of him. I didn't expect much. I predicted we were going to lose. I just don't see, us. We weren't even creative at all. I don't think we looked dangerous at all. It was just so boring. Yeah, people will say we controlled the game. We have more passes, but I don't give a fuck. I really could not give.
I know.
That's what I'm seeing on Twitter. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter.
The ball. What did we control?
Yep.
Listen, Ben, I'll come back to you. Big up.
Yeah.
Sean, talk to me. What did you watch? Please tell me you watched a completely different game where Manchester United was so unlucky, where Bruno was the greatest player in the world, where Casemiro was the hero, and Maguire was the
Talk your boy, Bruno.
the World Cup winner. Please tell
World
me about
class.
the different games that you watched.
World
Please.
class, Bruno.
So I did see a different game from you guys. I think what we're hearing right now, right?
Sean,
kind of
don't
like-
you ever change, Sean. Don't you ever change. Let's need to switch off the cameras for a minute.
Yep. Take over, Sean. Take over.
Sure. Maybe now I'll come out and show myself. But I definitely did see a different game from you guys, and I think it's unfortunate that we're taking this time to rehash what I think are kind of tired and boring agendas. I think the person I was most disappointed with today was Ahmad. In terms of the performance on the pitch, I was very disappointed in Patrick Dorgu, as well. Højlund is Højlund. This wasn't his worst game, so in terms of like being able to retain possession, I think he was able to do that. But the reason why I'm not as angry as any of you guys is because I'm numb, right? I was the least confident in the preview yesterday. When we spoke over the weekend, my response to the Chelsea loss was, I'm numb to all of this, right? So I'm in a place where I don't think it makes sense to sack Amorim. There are a couple of thoughts that I can hold in my head at the same time that are challenging. So number one, I don't think it makes sense to sack Amorim. At the same time, I think the players are better than the performances that we're seeing on the pitch.
Oh, no.
At the same
What?
time,
Nah.
So yeah, so I mean, I'm happy to let you guys, agree with yourselves, among yourself, and just talk about how you all agree. But in my opinion, these are different thoughts that I can hold together in my head at the same time. So number one, I'm disappointed in Amorim. I think he has a lot of lessons to learn. He's made a lot of mistakes. I'm not sure if he's the man for the job. So I'm able to hold that thought in my head at the same time as saying, I don't think it's a good idea to sack him either. Also, I think the players can do better. All of that results in me just feeling numb. Like I'm not, maybe it's a personality thing, but I'm numb to the results. I wasn't confident going into this game yesterday. I was less confident than all of you. But I think there's a contradiction in saying that winning this today would have been papering over the cracks. But at the same time, the fact that we lost is such a huge deal. I think we need to pick one, right? Either this game did not matter, as you guys all said it didn't matter yesterday. Either it didn't matter or it matters, right? So it doesn't. It's kind of weird that me, the person who said that the game mattered a lot, is now also the person who is calmest after the loss. So for me, it's an Amorim for the most part.
Sean, we don't look gutted. I'm laughing. I'm not gutted. I'm just saying to you. I'm not talking about you. That you're just one fan. Everybody else in the fan base, all over social media. Oh, we got Casemiro. We've got you are one of the biggest Bruno stands, and he was giving the ball away right, left, and center. And it's funny. Ahmad was our best player. Actually, was the best player in the first half in the game. He was the best player. I don't know what game you were watching. You watching totally different game to us. He was the only threat in the first half. Let me finish. He was the only threat in the first half. Second half, they doubled up on him, right? And we couldn't. But there was nobody to give the ball to in midfield to go and do things. And when we gave the ball to Casemiro or Bruno, they were both dog shite. But all of a sudden, when it comes to Bruno Fernandes, Sean, you want to have amnesia.
No, it's not amnesia.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
The problem is like I don't like expending my energy arguing with United fans when there are other people that's like Arsenal and Chelsea fans that can be arguing with, because it doesn't make sense. Like if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm not picking one player over the other. I'm saying first and foremost, Amorim fucked up.
You the one mentioned Ahmad.
Yeah, I'm saying in my opinion, I said I was disappointed more in Ahmad. I didn't say Ahmad played poorly. I didn't say he had a shit game. I said I was personally more disappointed in what I saw from him than anybody else. And so like I'm saying, if you want to have an argument with people who already agree with you, if you want to talk amongst yourself about how you agree with each other all the time, that's great, right? But the game that I watched, I was disappointed in what I saw from Ahmad. I was disappointed in what I saw from Patrick Dorgu, right? I think
What
Casemiro
about
and
Bruno Fernandes? What about Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno did not have the best game that he could have, but I wouldn't put the
Cause the
results
goal.
down to him.
He was the cause of the goal, Sean.
For me, the goal is down to Onana and Patrick Dorgu not being aware of his surroundings. That's why I put the goal down to. The defending and not being aware of the surroundings. The person who takes the most blame for me today is Amorim, right? But because I'm not Amorim out, like I don't expect the manager to be sacked. What I saw today was 97 minutes of lots of possession between centre backs, but no attacking intent, no creativity, no outlet. So again, there are several thoughts that I think I'm able to hold at the same time in my head, right? That are playing out in me just not feeling so worked up about this. I think the players that we have are better than the performance that they're showing on the pitch. I think the reason why they're performing so poorly is because the manager is doing a terrible job. But at the same time, I don't think this manager that's doing a terrible job should be sacked. So it's a bad position to be in all around. But I'm the one who came into this game saying it's an important game, right? And I would like us to win it for XYZ reasons. And the people that I'm arguing against, not imaginary fans on the internet, fans on this same panel with me, who told me that this game didn't matter, right? And that winning.
Europa League fan. I'm not a Europa League fan. I'm afraid.
Okay, so what are we now? What are we up and down about today, right now?
Let me just say this, Sean. Let me just say this because you're making accusations. I need to correct the record. This game was deemed as the game of the season. You know, the game. This is the game of the century for United. And I'm like, a fucking shitty Europa League. And even the manager, your manager, the guy that you're backing, has said, actually, no, this is not that type of a flipping game. This is not that type of a trophy. Manchester United should be more even if we win this. So that's the reason why I have never rated the Europa League. I have never celebrated. I've never cried. I've never kicked off. I'm not. I'm just telling you the brainwashing of the football club, which you support, Sean, because you're part of this remix and everything. Oh, it's not that so bad. Yes, yesterday, I give you credit. You're one of the same fans yesterday to say, actually, I'm not confident. I'm not confident. And I said, I don't know what to expect. I just said, I don't trust this team. I do not trust this team whatsoever. People, please smash the likes on the video. Luani, big up to you. Thank you for joining us.
Big up, brother.
What did you expect? Are you surprised? Is there anywhere to hide for the players, the ownership, or the coach? Let me just get these super chats before you.
I'm not.
Let me get the super chats. Big up to the people with the super chats. Please subscribe to the channel. People are getting unsubscribed because we're shadow banned, because we stand up against the genocide. We stand up against apartheid. That's the reason why people are getting unsubscribed. That's the reason why people are not being allowed to join this channel, because we speak for the Palestinians who are getting massacred. I ain't crying. I cry over that. I cry over that. Every day I wake up and cry at the images of children being blown apart, right? And here, I, as somebody who's on YouTube, refuse to be silent. And that's why we're getting punished. We're shadow banned. But we don't give a fuck. Free Palestine till we die, till the last breath. Free the most dignified people in the world who are undergoing a genocide. Subscribe to the channel if you are against the genocide. Like the video if you're against the genocide. But Manchester United, for me, zero expectations. Nowhere to hide for the players. Nowhere to hide for the coach. Nowhere to hide for the ownership. More importantly, the ownership. Because in January, they had something to help out their guy, their coach. Go ahead, Luani.
Big up, Luani.
Big up, my friends. Good evening to Happy Army. I hope everybody's doing well. When it comes to the game, you see,
we're not doing well.
I'm a bit. Sean, leave me alone, Sean. You see, when it comes to this game, I'm very I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed because usually we use our football heritage to pull this thing off. But when we watch this game in general, there is not much to say tactically. It was a shit game of football. But the reason why I'm here is because I want to implore us, United fan, right? I want to implore us to stop doing the banter thing. It look like we always wait for a trophy so we can wave it in front of everybody and say that, hey, we win a trophy, so what? That is not the true measure of a progress. Okay, when you building something, is brick by brick. Progress can be measured with every single training session. It can be measured with every game. This is not this game today is a referendum on our whole season. Did you see anything in this game today that is different from what we've done all season? We don't deserve anything. Okay. The issue is that when given the choice between being lucky and being good, I'd rather be good. Because when you're good, before you're good, there is a certain element that I can control of being. I can be born with a God-given talent and being good. I can work at my craft and being good. If you want our team to succeed, one of the reasons why I didn't want us in the Champions League next year, like Nuruddin always like to say, is we need time on the training ground. One more game midweek is not going to help in our rebuild. That's also one of the reasons, right? Now, Amorim, I don't have anything personal against Amorim. I don't know the guy, okay? But the issue we have here is that I've watched football for a long time, and I've come to measure managers by 3 metrics, and I'm not going to change that. The first is that the manager have man management, number 1, and in that order. Number 2, team selection. And number 3, your ability to affect the game from the sideline. I'll come back to number 2, team selection. You see, when Kobe Mino stepped into that England midfield, he never lose his spot again. Now, the last time I checked, Mason Mount is not Australian, right? If you telling me that Mason Mount is a better footballer than Kobe Mino, and Mino in the final, Mason Mount start over Mino, and Mino gave microwave minutes, that alone tell me that you as a manager, you do not recognize footballers. And football is played by footballer. For me, Amorim cannot do the job. It's not personal, guys. If we keep hugging on to these 3, we're never going to get anywhere. All right? I'm not even mad today. So
no,
that's my take.
Most of us expected this. Deep down, we expected this. Nobody's mad about this. Let me just get these super chats. Big up Kazim. Kazim said this. I'm just for show. Sam, I am so disappointed. Why are you disappointed? You are an absolute delusional fan, Kazim. Why are you disappointed? Manchester United are shit. We're 16 for the reason, bro. A majority of fans try and tell us, no, we're not. And we're going to be...
I mean, Nuruddin,
Vic, big up to thanks for the super chats. Nuruddin, what does this leave the manager? What are your thoughts? To me, it's exactly the same as from all the losses this season. Amorim, if you're going to sack Amorim alone, what the fuck is the point? Glazers, Ineos, Omar Barada, Wilcox, all those, and all the players need to fuck off. Every one of them needs to fuck off. It's simple. Blaming it on one person, I don't buy that bullshit. He was bought in and he wasn't back. Actually, he was made weaker. Let me just get this other super chat. Nuruddin, you tried to tell Saeed yesterday this is not just Spurs, and him and Musa laughed. This was different. The result was fair and exactly how you said it would. I knew we'd lose. Yeah, bro. Listen, I don't have magic things to the future. I don't. I just read it as game by game that the majority of the fans think that because of the propaganda, we're going to be able to switch it on and switch it off. We can keep losing 1-0 here, 2-0 here and there and everywhere. And we've not won a match since Leicester City. So all of a sudden, we're going to turn it on. And the fact that we actually played a Premier League team as well. They're shit as well. That's what the most laughable. That's why it's so laughable. They're actually lower than us by a couple of points or 1 point or whatever it is than in the league. But they have got players and they've got a coach who's coached a way of playing, and they didn't forget to get the ball into the box. Soon as I knew Luke Shaw was in the team, Harry Maguire leaves that ball, and Onana is Onana. Don't even talk to me about Onana. I told everybody before he even kicked one fucking ball for Manchester United. One ball for Manchester United. I told all of you lot were deluded. All of you were deluded. And you all said, you're just being negative. You're just being negative. Let me just get this at a super chat. Big up. I've been telling people about Bruno Fraud Fernandes for years. Yet people said, yeah, I had an agenda. At least Pogba showed up in the big game. Well,
Facts.
Pogba won one, actually. Pogba has won the Europa League. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is.
Then we're not gonna go there, man. There's a lot of people that won't like that conversation. Okay.
But listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? I'm not single-handedly going to blame Bruno, but majority of the United fans were telling me he's going to be the match winner. It's Bruno. All the ex-players, Bruno's going to conjure the magic moment. Casemiro's never lost. I'm like, have you watched? Bruno found form for 3 months of the season. For a year and a half, he was a fucking bag of shit.
What you're saying doesn't make any sense now, Nuruddin, because this is the same Bruno that turned up in the final last year. So if you're saying because we lost, it proves that all people were saying was that if we were going to...
No, I'm talking about this season.
This season, all people were saying for this final was that if we were going to win, the final...
This season, we're 16.
Right,
but
I'm pushing back against I'm pushing back against two tendencies.
Last season to this season. Why are you waffling?
You need to listen, right? And try and understand. Listen to understand instead of listening to respond. What people were saying about Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro was that if we were going to win the match, Bruno would be the match winner. That's a very reasonable thing to say, even based on this season's form, right? It doesn't now mean that after the fact you should go and be looking for who to settle scores with. As far as I'm keeping quiet because this is not so far not a productive conversation. Essentially, if we're looking for who to settle scores with, go ahead and go and find them. People were saying that if we're going to win this final, if we're going to win the final, it was going to be Bruno or Casemiro that would be match
on and off. And Manchester United have not won a game in the Premier League since March. That's the fact. That's the bread and butter.
What is our problem, Nuruddin? What is our problem? Why, Nuruddin, Sean, Nuruddin, why are we always looking for heroes anyway? Why are we looking for match winners anyway? Football is a simple game. It's played by 11 players. Is Bruno gonna do this? Or who's next?
Luani is not that simple now, right? It's not that simple.
The fan base are brainwashed into always having a savior.
We go from player cultism. We go from player cultism to manager cultism. We're never going to get out of this gulag.
Hold on, Luani, let's add one other cultism to it, right? There are several cults or delusions as we call them. There's a player cult, there's a manager cult, and there's a weird anti-Glazers cult, right? So if you ask me the solution, I put more responsibility on the manager, and on the players on the pitch, right? I put more of the responsibility on the managers and on the players. If you ask Nuruddin, for example, he will say that nothing can change until we scrap the entire thing, right? Sack all the players, sack the manager, sack Ineos, sack the Glazers, and relegation.
Scrap FC.
That's not a serious.
Finish your point quickly. I want to get Bombay.
So I want to encourage United fans not to embrace this cynicism. I think it's okay to be disappointed in the loss today. It's okay to have wanted to win this game, even if you're a fan like me who did not have confidence going into the game, right? Because you all watched the preview. So even if you didn't have confidence going into this game, it's okay to be disappointed in not winning, right? It's okay as a United fan to want your team to succeed and to want your team to win games, right? Not everything need to be the platform for you to litigate your specific agendas, whether it's about Bruno, Garnacho, or the Glazers, essentially. But big up Boumaier.
Pick up Bombay.
Going loco down in Acapulco. Yo, that was wicked. Loved it, man.
Listen, I see Boumaier. He's got his agenda. Look at him.
Oh,
Look at him.
the Godfather.
Listen.
The Godfather.
Listen,
House, man.
let me just say to you, this how shit Conte was for Spurs. He couldn't even win them a fucking trophy. So you can hold that one. Right? Let me just get the super chat before you start. Big up to Jim the Rat Judas. Who cares about trophies? We're going on an Asian preseason tour and an American preseason tour with the European tour in the middle. We are Tours United, and there you fucking go. There you go, people. Summed it up. Summed it all up. This is what this football club is about. And Sean will come with his fucking finance fucking banker fucking propaganda and tell me, yeah, man, I bet.
Nuruddin.
You guys certainly sound like people who wanted to win this game. Like you guys sound like people who really wanted to win this game and who are really sad that we lost.
I only want to hear from Bombay.
Nuruddin.
And I feel the same way.
Let me make
right?
this
so
point. Nuruddin, I agree with Sean when it comes to Nuruddin. I agree with Sean when it comes to the Glazer. We cannot criticize them to a certain extent because as long as the Glazers are not taking the training session and our wage bill is not the lowest in the league, I don't see why their name should be coming up when it comes to this. Yes, we all agree they are vultures and all of that, right? I agree with that.
Okay. Luwani,
but right now, the way they structure it right now, Nuruddin.
Luwani, you can tell yourself all these little Jackie Nori stories.
No, it's not what I'm telling myself, Nuruddin.
The teams that challenge for league titles have owners who want to win. Simple. Carry on. Finish your point. I just wanted to get.
Okay. Look, Nuruddin, the Glazer, the way they have the structure right now with Ineos that is responsible for the football operation, that even absolve them of everything that's happened on the footballing side. If you start talking about Ineos, fine. Maybe we should start going from Ineos have to name the right structure and the Omar Barada have to name the right manager and all of that and coming all the way down the pyramid. But I don't see any of us sitting down here and criticizing Ineos when they brought in Omar Barada. So that's why I'm saying they are allowed to make mistakes. When it comes to the Glazer, we know what they are. We know what they've done to this club. But there is also some fact that we cannot refute. They spent money. I'm pretty sure if you go toward the history of the club, we are probably one of, if not the biggest spenders in since the Glazers have been here. Whether that money is well spent is irrelevant because it's not their expertise. Their expertise is to write the check.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Luwani, how dare you?
What I'm trying to tell you, Nuruddin. Nuruddin.
Let me ask you a question. You give a billion to a fool. Is it still a fool with a billion? Yes or no?
It's a fool with a billion. It's a fool with a billion.
He's a rich fool.
He's still a fool with a billion. Now, you
save up what you're going to say. I don't want to hear from Asim. I'll come back to you, I promise.
10 seconds. Let me tell you something quick, right? Nuruddin, what I want you to do and what I want every United fan that is pro anti-Glazer to do is every time you call the name of the Glazer, I want you to attach the name of Sir Alex Ferguson to it. If you can't do that, then I don't want to hear about that side. Everybody know where I'm going with that conversation, but I'll stop there.
Stop watching Sky Sports because every time you turn on your TV, you're putting money in the Glazers' pockets. Stop watching football altogether, right? Let's take this our silly ideas to a logical conclusion. But let's bring in the other guys.
Go ahead.
Good evening, boys. Good evening,
Luwani, all due respect, you're waffling. Sean, all due respect, you're waffling as well.
What has Alex Ferguson got to do with this final? Sir Alex Ferguson's got nothing to do with this final. Listen, credit.
Go ahead, Mumbai. Asif, I'll bring you in a minute.
I never say Sir Alex Ferguson have anything to do with this final. What I say is, every time you mention the name of the Glazer, please attach the name of Sir Alex Ferguson to it. You know why? Because there will be no Glazer without Sir Alex Ferguson.
We're not here to have conversations. Stop bringing context into this discussion. We're here to shout at each other.
And we never spend the money on
Fellas,
the football club. Go ahead,
there's a lot of people watching, man. Let's give each other the time to land.
Facts.
Tonight was a was a huff and puff, and you know what? On the preview, I thought if they score first, now that Romero, Van de Ven, Porro, Odogi's back, it's going to be difficult for us. Logical. They're going to, you know what, come fast. Jarvis said the same thing. They started fast. And then we had moments, we were in it, even at 1-0 down. But inevitably, it's an indictment on what we've seen produced by the manager this season, because we're crossing balls in to at times just Xerxes or Garnacho. And there's 4 massive Land of the Giants guys in there. We are bereft of ideas in a final with 10 minutes to go. There was some good, the only good crosses today really was from Dalot, I thought, when he came on. But this is what we're reduced to. Now, forget that by default, the Glazers and Ineos, we understand all that. Ultimately, quintessentially, we do overlap and we agree. Yeah, we might split straws here and there, but really, guys, when you look at this season, the manager's come in and had a completely free ride. And we look at this season now in 16th place with the statistics of the Premier League and the loss of this final. And now it really comes home. The shit sticks now onto the wall. And you think, what have we actually had this year from Ruben Amorim? Just let's compartmentalize him a minute, isolate Glazers on whatever. He's come in since November to this team of players, and we are 16th. And we haven't won anything, and we just lost the final. And somebody said, you know, Madison's not there, Kulusevski's not there. I mean, our bench is better. We can bring on guys like Xerxes, Garnacho. We've got some better options. You saw their bench; it was a nothing bench. I never heard of anybody on that bench apart from Son coming on. And we just the problem with that is we offer nothing. You never felt there was it was gonna be a cross, maybe a worldie. Vicario, yes, he made 2 saves. It was a scramble, but there's nothing there. It's so lacking up front. So I asked myself, what have you actually been doing since November here? We come here and we sit on a weekly basis. Oh, you know what? This was all right today. This wasn't bad. But in the main, I don't think any players have improved. I think some of the players that we liked have actually gotten worse. And I look at the performances since March. We don't have anything to see at this point to say this manager can actually turn this round, even with 25 new players. The system, to me, is the problem. The way this guy wants to play football is at the moment the problem. Is he going to get sacked? I don't think so. But I will just finish by saying, if we were to lose Ruben Amorim today, and if he was sacked, I wouldn't be too asked. He's just, you know what, a glitch in the history, and who's coming next. I wouldn't be asked. If he stays, I'll wait, no problem. You can have your time and we'll do it. But Ruben Amorim has to take some responsibility as a manager. Ten Hag won you something in his first year. He achieved the mandate. He got you into the Champions League second season. But since November, man, it's more than half a season. I can't actually now sitting back and it sinks in that I've lost the final. And the fact that how I lost the final, I couldn't even do nothing. And I'm not a genius, man. I know no more than anybody in the chat or any of you guys. But if we went a goal down, I said to myself, there's no way we're going to score. We're crossing balls into 1 or 2 guys and their box is packed. That's the plan. We're not shifting anybody. No. It's hit and hope in a final. And they've got key players missing. So to me, I actually asked myself, what did I get this season? This is sackable. He won't get sacked. I'm not asking for him to be sacked, but this is sackable. And if he goes, I wouldn't complain too much because, bro, I understand the owners and stuff 100%. I don't like them. They're not doing a good job. There's all sorts of criticism. But as a manager, man, as a manager, you've got to hold some responsibility, some. And that's where I am with it.
Okay, big up. Let's bring in Asif, and then we'll bring in Trebles. Go ahead, Asif. Talk to me. There's nowhere to hide from United as a football club tonight. The coach, the owners, Ineos.
I'm laid on the floor. As soon as the final whistle went, I was on the floor, laid on floor. So I'm doing this laid on floor. The owners, the management, and the players all should be ashamed of themselves. They've just lost to Tottenham Hotspurs in a final, a European final that we'll never ever probably get a chance to avenge because you don't play Premier League teams often in a final on the same Premier League team. And on top of that, the performance was disgraceful. We hardly did anything in the first half. It only improved when Xerxes and Garnacho came on. We had two clear chances with Shaw and Hoyland. Both were crosses. They both should have done better with their headers, but it was a good save and a goal line clearance. We absolutely hardly did anything, but I want to say credit to Ange. It's a big thing to say you're winning the second season and then go and do it. His credibility and aura's gone to another level after that, whatever people think of him or whatever Spurs. I'd say as a manager early on, I winning my second season, sit there and say it in front of the world is big then to go and do it. And credit to Son as well. He didn't have to leave Spurs like Harry Kane to win a trophy. He stayed with this club that is known as Bottlers and has won against us, Manchester United. So credit to them too. Even in defeat, you need to give credit to the people that have beat you. But as for Manchester United to lose, any top club tonight, Amorim is gone tonight. Any big club in Europe, Amorim is gone tonight, and some of these players never ever put on a Manchester United shirt again. But that won't happen. So I do. The only thing I feel for Amorim is that he said he didn't want to come mid-season. He wanted to come in the summer. He wanted that, but the club said no, it's now or never. And so how can you turn down Manchester United from a Portuguese league? He talks good in press conferences. He's smart, but it's been nothing on the pitch. Let's be honest. The league has been disastrous. In Europa League, we've been having comebacks and scoring by launching balls forward and stuff. And like that Maguire comeback, that was like just like plan B. It's not been great football. It's not been, patterns of play, attacking, like dominating teams. It's been none of that. We've had little moments of joy here and there where we beat City and we did well away against Liverpool and all this, little flickers of hope. But it's been absolutely disastrous, and everyone has to take blame. People saying Bruno Fernandes doesn't deserve this. Why is he so much special above everyone? He's part of this team. He's part of the squad. He's the captain, and he's captained our team to a loss against Spurs in the final, and he's captained us to where we are in the league with a record loss in Premier League history. So he's our captain. So he is part of it. So why doesn't he deserve it? No, if he doesn't deserve it, no one deserves it. They either all deserve it or yeah. But it's a disgrace, man. I'm telling you, and I don't know why Arsenal fans are jumping up. Some of them, because you should be ashamed of yourself. Because all London clubs have won European trophies, and Chelsea might be one, and you lot are still not won anything. So Arsenal fans can pipe down, but for Manchester United, it's an absolute disgrace. And this was my worst nightmare. I was saying to so many people, I would have rather have played the most difficult foreign team in the final. I didn't want a Premier League team because I just knew we've been struggling all season against Premier League teams, and we've gone and lost, man. But yeah,
and
credit to
you know what? Spurs, the ultimate bottle job football club in the UK, have beaten Manchester United, who are now ultimate bottle jobs with the owners.
Brother, there's no getting away from it. There is no getting away from this.
4 times this season. And most people are going to forget that. 4 times. But it was in the league. It was okay.
You can lose against Barcelona in a final. You can lose against Pep's Barcelona with Xavi and Iniesta, and people marvel at it. You cannot lose to Tottenham in a final. We're going to be humiliated with this.
Ruben Amorim's future. Let me just say this. Ruben Amorim says, if the board and the fans feel I'm not the right guy, I will go tomorrow with no compensation, but I will not quit. You're just waffling here, pal. Go ahead, Trebles. What do you say to that question, actually? Is he just waffling here? Walk away then. You're not good enough, mate. You're not good enough. Or take Omar Barada with you. Take fucking every one of those Dodgy Dave, all the quarter sexuals, all the bootlickers fucking with you as well. And get the fuck out of this football club. Take everybody with you. just scapegoating you. I don't believe that. Scapegoating. I have never been for just scapegoating one guy. Everybody needs to fuck off, and we should have got relegated. But go ahead, Trebles.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna control myself. Yeah, because I'm not even gonna do the shouting. Because remember, I said it with you and Ben last week. Yeah, that I'm not confident going to this game. I already know about these owners. Nobody, if you know me on social media, you know all my tweets are there. I crush on these owners every single week. I hate Ineos and Glazers more than I even hate Liverpool. That's how bad it is. I despise them. Yeah, I despise them because the hatred towards I got for these owners is the next level. But I'm gonna start with this manager and the players. Lenny Yoro and Patrick Dogu were the only two outstanding players, in my opinion. Unless I've got eyes at the back of my head, yeah, they were the only two players that performed. Amad Diallo, I love this. One of my favorite players. Shocking. Casemiro, shocking. Bruno the Rat, shocking. Let me just say something with Amran, yeah? Do you know what I know how he's a compulsive, most disingenuous, or what should I say, most dishonest human being he is, yeah? He's not going to walk. He wants his brown envelope. He's saying that so Ineos don't sack him. You think he's going to walk? He is not going to walk. Look at the money, bro. Look at the compensation, bro. They have to pay him. He is not going to walk away from that money. And none of you two either, if you lot was in a job like him. What I'm trying to say is today's game, yeah, Amran has been sussed out. What he does is predictable. Now, 20 minutes, he made change of second half when it was 17 minutes. This has been happening far too many times. And I questioned the Crystal Palace game at Old Trafford. I questioned the Lyon game. We got bailed out that game. That game meant nothing now because we've just lost. Oh, we're going unbeaten to Bilbao. We're going unbeaten there. Oh, we're going unbeaten. Where was that unbeaten record? I said it. Go to brag about unbeaten if you actually win that. Yeah? FA Cup, we were unbeaten and we won it against all odds against Man City. Eric Ten Hag was a manager that I did not want at his final season. I said it's time to go. And I wanted Ten Hag from day one. But part of me was thinking if he was in that final tonight, we'd win that. This manager does not respect football. Does not respect football at all. At all. And you know what? You know how he said he's going to suffer? How he said that? Only reason why he's saying that is because he knows himself he's shit. We are too easy to play up against. Teams are looking at us and saying, we don't even need to play well to beat Man United. West Ham have not beaten us at Old Trafford since 2007, guys. Carlos Tevez was the guy that scored the last winning goal. And that season, they were fighting for relegation. They beat us home and away. And Nigel Reo-Coker scored the goal in 2006. Yeah? They beat us home and away. They've done it this season. Forest, not beat us since 90-something, home and away. How many records has this manager broken? I've said it, yeah? And I said, think treble, think smart. Are you going to United games next season? I said, I'm going to see what's happening towards the Europa League and towards half of the season. I am not going. I'll watch it. I am not going to any Old Trafford games while this guy's a manager. It's because every single time I was supposed to go to Old Trafford, yeah, I can tell you the game. Brighton, we lost. Crystal Palace, we lost. Fulham in the FA Cup, we lost.
Treble, would you get rid of Ruben Amorim?
I would get rid of him. You know what?
You'd get rid of him. Who would you bring in?
But listen, I've got a question for you lot, and I'll go back to Ben. Do you think getting rid of Amorim is going to solve this? I'm absolutely fucking dumbfounded.
Somewhat, though.
No,
The
I
fact
think
that you think this is all on him.
manager. Bro, no,
This
no,
is all on
no,
him.
no, wait. Let me,
Dumbfounded.
Dino, can I divide what you said?
By 1 minute. Let me get
Yeah,
the
man.
super chat, please.
Yeah.
Big up Nadu. Nadu says, fuck Amorim, fuck Ineos, fuck Radcliffe, fuck Omar Barada, fuck Rasmus, fuck Amorim again, and everyone backing him.
Miss Wilcox.
Yeah, big up.
Miss Wilcox. Where's Wilcox? Too much love for Wilcox, man.
Like the video, Ineos Glazer got rid of Rashford Anthony in Jan and only gave Amorim Dogu. They spent money poorly. That's the issue. Vic comes back and says, I think what Treble was saying, you're not going to like it, but Eric Ten Hag would have won this game. Well, It is what it is, bro.
Let
I
me-
mean,
He lost to Spurs, he lost to Spurs
I
himself.
guess-
What you know
I
about?
guess we'll never know. We'll
No,
never
no,
know.
no,
I need
no,
to
no.
go
But
back to
you
Ben.
said
Ben.
okay. Hold on. Asif, you said he lost to Spurs. I get it. He lost to Pep Guardiola 2 times, and he beat him in the odds where it was all stacked up against him. Every single pundits have said Man City are walking all over us in that park, yeah, and we literally have all odds came there and won it, yeah. What I'm saying with Ruben Amorim is, yeah, and I said this many times, he is a coward. He sets up us on a way not to lose. He plays it's too defensive, pragmatic football, and we're still losing games. Now, I'm telling you, there could be managers that are not elite managers. They don't have to be elite managers. They will set us up in a way where we don't lose games. Look at this. I'll give you a manager. Yeah, he's as bad as him. Let's say Conceição. Yeah, Conceição, AC Milan manager. He wouldn't set us in a way like that. He was, and he's beaten Amran more. He's beaten Amran numerous of times, setting up a way of him to be. Amran is too predictable, and I said this next season.
I want to piggyback off. I want to piggyback off what you're saying.
Let me finish my point.
And
Let me just get this thing. What was it? Pick up I 1K says Saturday Gucci Graham.
no, in the spirit of having a productive conversation, right?
I'm gonna
Rudy,
finish
you
my
wanted
point.
to ask Ben. You wanted to ask Ben a question. I want to frame what this chairman was saying as a question for Ben, in the sense that if we're going to sack Amorim, right? What is the expectation of a new manager? Are you looking for somebody to get us to title victory, or are you looking for somebody to do better than
Let
17?
me explain, because let me just finish my point and explain this. Yeah, Nuruddin, you know me in person. You know me long enough. Yeah, I am not saying another manager has to come and win the league. It's never going to happen under these owners. But this manager makes it so easy for teams to beat us. Do you know it's like saying teams don't even need to play 100% to beat us. It's like Man United, Ruben Amorim. Oh yeah, we fancy that. Do you know what? Do you know what it's like? It's like the dog walking us. It's like you're walking the dog with the lead. Here, Man United, Amorim. Here's Amorim. Amorim has been dog walked by every single team in the Premier League. Let's name it, yeah. Let's name the shit teams. Forget Newcastle. I think Newcastle good. Name the shit teams. Crystal Palace, dog walked him. Dog walked him. Dog walked him. West Ham, dog walked him on the Graham.
Yeah,
Park.
Ipswich, Southampton, we've looked terrible.
Do you know what it is? He's got a system where he doesn't want to change it. Yeah, but there's managers that know how to play their way. Yeah, but he does not know how to. And you're gonna say what? He needs players. He needs players. He needs players. He's not even getting results, Nuruddin. Football is a result business. He's been here 6 months, yeah, and within them 6 months, yeah, do you want to know how bad it is? We got 6 Premier League wins, yeah, 14 losses, 6 draws. We've not moved any places of the league higher, and surprisingly, if the other teams around us, which is Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich, have won at least a few of them games, we would be relegated right now. I'll take it because I want Ineos and Glazers gone. But hypothetically speaking, this is not a good sign. And the thing is, I know you, Nuruddin, you and all of you that will hold Amran accountable. There's this, I said this, this is the funniest thing, yeah, and it's not even a funny. I call them Amran Ockers. Amran Ockers, Amran cocksuckers. That's what they are. They will never hold them accountable. They will always say, "Oh, look where we've been in Europe without him. We were bad in the tenor." They won't look at the league table. They won't look at the losses he's broken. They won't look how bad his system stinks. This man is like he's Pep Guardiola. He can never be held accountable. He's like the prime Arsene Wenger, prime Jose Mourinho. You can't hold him accountable. But you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up with this. If this guy stays next season, Nuruddin, I don't even think I'll come on your show, bro. It's going to be that frustrating that I'll lose it, bro. This guy cannot be manager next season, no matter who the fucking owner is. Whether it's fucking Blazers.
Interesting. So you think things are going to change? I can't believe that, Trevor. One minute, Sean. I'm going to go back to Ben. And I'll come around to you lot. Ben, where do we go from here? Where does this football club? For me, the only way you go through here is that if fans take the fight, instead of always focusing on the guy who's on the dugout, take a fight to the fucking owners, because that's where the problem lies. The incompetency over the 20 years, the last 13 years, getting worse and worse and being a regular in the fucking Europa League and brainwashing fans into thinking Europa League was some sort of fucking some sort of savior that's going to save us and it's going to save seasons. Is ludicrous. Majority have accepted people like me, and there's many like me in the fan base, have refused that. The fight is the fight. It's with the owners. It's with the people who make the decisions. Players don't buy themselves. Players don't pay themselves. Coaches don't bring themselves. Coaches don't sack themselves. They spent 12 fucking million to get him and his coaching staff out of Sporting. They then spent another 5-7 million to sack the director of football, who told them his way of football is not compatible the way he wants to play. And they sacked that guy. So where do we go from here? Please, the rest of you, check in. Where does Manchester United fans go from here? I'm not.
Do you know where we go? Do you know where we go?
No. Let me finish. No. Wait your turn, people. Wait your turn. We got to be respectful to each other. I'm going to Ben, and I'm going to go to Lesso, Luani, Sean, then Bombaye, then Asif, then to you, then back to you, Trebs. So we're going to go. The fans, not what the club, the Glazers are going to do US tour, another tour, another tour, another tour. So I'm asking you guys, what should the fans in the stadium do about this? Simple. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, big up. Well, I don't know about what the panel would think, what I would say, or the chat, but I personally, what I would do as a fan, I would, if I was going to the Villa game, I would leave instantly. Once I go in, just leave instantly and just boo the fucking players, boo the manager, boo everyone. But I know a lot of the fans are going to clap the players, clap the manager and stuff. But the one thing I'd love to do, and I would actually, yes, I can't believe I'm saying this as a fan because I love Man United to death. Like, I love it. But I would do anything. Like, if I'm going to get anyone, like, and I know obviously it's, the place would be all over the show. But if we destroyed the megastore, that there would be better than winning a Europa League, would be better qualifying the Champions League, because you know why? It hits their fucking pockets. The Sir Jim, the Glazers' pockets. I think we just got a rat. Sai talked about it weeks ago in his reaction. We need rats. This protest and shit. It's just not working, man. We've tried this for so many years. We've got to do something to hit their pockets. We've got to do something, man. And I know it's going to be hard because there's police everywhere. The police are pricks in the UK. Like, they really are pricks. But you're never going to see a lot of people. I think it was
I'm not a lawyer, Ben, but I just want to at this point maybe jump in and suggest
we
that
need a peaceful.
Yeah.
Civil disobedience. That's what you're talking about, Ben. Civil disobedience.
Yes, facts. Because when Ajax finished, there was one season Ajax finished 16th and 17th when Erik ten Hag left. There's a video going viral when Ajax fans were outside their stadium. They broke in. They actually smashed a lot of windows and broke into the stadium. And they took it too far because obviously over in Netherlands it's a lot different back to the UK. But something like that, but not as bad as nothing as bad. Not as bad as that now. But just we need someone to just hit their pockets more than, because see this whole BS.
You know what you can do is hit their pockets. You know what you can do, hit their pockets. Do a protest outside the store so nobody can go in and buy stuff. That's
good. That's good. Yeah, absolutely good.
For me, it's about the whole Stretford end walking out after certain minutes in the game. That should be a start. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I'd just like to finish off. Like, for me, you have to do this right. I think Amorim, in terms of, like, a lot of people say, like, Amorim needs sacked right now. I think Amorim's if you want to do this rightly, I think Amorim's the icing on the cake. He's like the last person you want to get rid of. So what I would do is focus on the main target, the Glazers, Ineos. That's your first main target. Get protests going, lots of protests going. Like, I want to see 1950 act, even though I don't think they will. Then you look at the players, right? Rashford, you're going. Sancho, you're going. Anthony, you're going. Hoyland, all these players. Then you say, right, by end of June, maybe start of July. Okay, Amorim, out the door. Then you bring in the coach. That's it. Do a complete reset, man. I was ready for this loss. I was ready. I've said that so many times in the panel. I'm ready for the loss. I want to suffer. I think this club needs a complete reset, man, and I'm all for it. But you have to hit the Glazers' pocket. These fucking peaceful protest bullshit outside the stadium, it's not going to work, man. They will never leave this club, the Glazers and Ineos. They never fucking will. You have to hit the pockets. even the
I believe a
MUTV.
relegation will. A
Yeah.
relegation will.
That too, man. That too.
Can I just say
Go
something?
ahead. Go ahead, Luwani. No, go ahead, let's so, and then we go to Luwani.
Big up, bless you.
What are the fans? The owners did what they're doing. They take the piss out of me take the piss out of us, especially the ones in Manchester. They take the piss out of us daily with their decisions. So how should the fans respond? I don't want anybody to be talking about violence. We're not here for violence. We're not here for violence. Just remember that. We believe in civil disobedience. We believe in civil disobedience. Civil disobedience.
Yeah.
It's a right to be on the right side of the law. I'm not because I know what the police are like. I'm black and I live in the UK, people. So it is what it is. Go ahead, Lesso.
Okay. Yeah, I think walking out is attending games and then walking out after like 20 minutes would be actually smart, and especially in this last game. I mean, if you're telling me you can't sacrifice a game that has no meaning whatsoever, then then that's it, and honestly, I don't have any hopes in the supporters pulling that off either, even in a game that has no meaning whatsoever. I mean, if we wanted to get these owners out, we would have gotten them out a long time ago. It's all about whether people want to, they feel like they can make any sacrifices or not, and I feel like our fan base they're very pessimistic about this. They have been, if you look at the way they structured their protest and everything, it's never been cohesive. There's still people fighting amongst each other about whether one should be a Manchester United fan, whether they live in Manchester. If you're not from Manchester, you shouldn't be a Manchester United fan. You have all these quarrels that just do not make any sense, and unfortunately, as a result, there's no unity. And guess what? And without unity, you're conquered. So they've conquered us a long time ago. I don't see the fan base getting rid of these owners. If these owners, the only thing that would get rid of these owners is themselves, through the way that they mismanage the club and make poor decisions. And essentially, they'll have to sell because there's no money left. So, I mean, in this sense, that's the most probable thing to do. I don't encourage violence, but you have to make sure that you put your point across sometimes. And in terms, it's not allowing people to enter the games or getting games.
Listen, people can walk out the stadium. People can walk out the stadium. We're not. I'm not saying people should be violent here on this channel. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. We're saying people can do civil disobedience and the best that they could. And the reason why I talked about the fans here is because, not to divide the fan base. I'm saying that it's up to us. It's a greater responsibility because we are close proximity. We are a close proximity to the stadium and to the people in the city. That's what I was talking about. But for me, I don't give a damn where you're from. You can be from anywhere, tick back to whatever. Manchester United is romantic football club and was till the Glazers got hold of us. We're no longer that fucking football club. And Ineos are further compounding what's been horrendous 20 years. And we've won despite of them, not because of them. But let me just quickly finish up. I want to get my brother Eski in. Eski's not been on here for a while, so I want to get his match reaction. Big up Eski.
Big up Eski.
Big up. Big up Eski.
Oh, damn.
So you want us to continue before Eski goes, or Eski should go right now?
Oh,
I said to Lesso, finish up Lesso, and then Eski can come in. Go ahead, Lesso. Finish up.
Okay. So that being said, I don't see us being the reasons the owners leave the football club. I think it's more or less them causing this mayhem that would obviously result in them being, being forced to leave the football club. So it's gonna be a financial matter in all of this. That's the only thing I can pray for. But here in South Africa, how we do it, I don't recommend it anywhere else. People do get a bit violent here. When things do not go their way, we pretty much do it the same way the Italians and the Spanish do it. If your management is not acting accordingly, and they take the piss because we have situations where the club manager takes the piss of the fans. So we make sure he doesn't leave the stadium. That's what we do, or we make sure that the owners do not leave, or more or less the players themselves do not leave the entire stadium, and it gets the job done. Believe it or not, whether you disagree with how we do things, that's why I say I wouldn't recommend it anywhere else. We don't beat them up. We don't do any of that thing. We just ensure that they do not leave the stadium. We make it very uncomfortable for them. And unfortunately, with Manchester United, they've been having it easy. When I look at the way we've been doing things, these guys have been having it easy. If they're playing for any other club elsewhere, they would not have this grace period that they've been having. This is a gravy train for them. They don't even feel ashamed for losing, or putting out bad performances, or as a collective or anything of that. It's for them, it's another payday, and that's it. For us fans, we'll be here crying and getting pissed off and whatnot. So it comes to that point. Back to that point. So yeah, that as a fan, I'm not gonna watch personally next season. Until this ownership gets the fuck out, I'm not watching.
Yeah, big up.
That's it.
Go ahead, Eski. Big up.
Yo, long time no see, people. Yeah, game was shit, but anyone that's going on about Amorim and we need to get him out, you just missed the whole point completely. It's nothing to do with the manager, the situation we're in. I'm with Nuruddin. It's nothing to do with him. People said, "Oh, let's get Ten Hag out to start in the third," and now the same people in the comments are saying Ten Hag wouldn't have lost this game. So I don't know. It's pick and choose. It's you always want what you didn't have or what you had, and now you don't have it anymore. I think that the situation's bigger. It's obviously the owners are the issue. It's nothing to do with the manager. The manager's coming halfway through a season. He's not wanted to come in this season. He's got given a bunch of players he doesn't know. He's bought one guy in Dorgu, and then the whole team's been fucking bits and pieces ever since then with injuries and stuff. So what did you expect him to do? Spurs have beat us 3 times this season, and they were favourites.
4 times now.
Before today, they beat us 3 times, yeah? So they beat us 3 times this season. And for whatever reason, the manager's made terrible subs today, too late. You can see Ahmad in the second half was doing nothing. First half, he was great. Second half wasn't quite working for him. I mean, if it was up to me, I know Xerxes, he's just come back from injury. I would have started this guy in the game. Playing with Højlund, Nuruddin, is playing with 10 men. Now, I went to the Fulham game, the FA Cup game at home. I don't boo players. I booed this Højlund guy when he come off. I'm right next to the manager's thing because he is not a Man United player. There's certain players out there that I've seen, I'll give him a chance. He's young. This guy, there is no reason to give this guy a chance anymore. It's done with this Højlund kid. It's finished. Even Anthony's gone somewhere and shown something with himself. This Højlund guy, I don't think he could go anywhere and do anything the way he's been playing. Terrible by him. I think the whole team, they've let us down today, but I think we can be over analytical and over emotional and say, let's get rid of the manager. He's not good enough. He's not done anything in the Prem. But what manager who says, I don't want to come to the football club now, who then ends up there, does a miracle? It doesn't happen. No man. If the manager didn't want to come here, he's come here and had to make do. He should be given a bunch of shit players and said, make do with what you've got. And it's terrible. Let's be honest. Tottenham and United don't both deserve Champions League football because they're going to do nothing in the next season. Same as us. We would have got embarrassed. They're just going to get embarrassed now. The only thing we can say is we can focus on the league a bit next year. The money's fucked, so we ain't getting that 150 mil now from the Champions League. Play some youngsters, hopefully, this season, and then see what Amorim could do and give him out to the end of the year. But let's not be over exaggerating and say, get the manager out, he's not good enough and stuff. And I'm upset at Bombaye saying that, actually. I thought he would show a bit more, backing towards the manager, but if Amorim was to go, I can't argue too much against it, but we keep him. He's not the issue, and everyone just relax.
But Esky, why don't we flesh out this thing that you said that you wouldn't argue too much against it if Amorim gets sacked? Why wouldn't you argue too much against it?
If I wouldn't argue too much against it because he hasn't shown us anything. He hasn't shown us much in terms of like the style of play. But however, my only thing is, if United's plan is just to keep sacking managers because they don't like it or he's going through a bad spell, you're never going to get anywhere. Then ultimately, you just put every manager in the sun off. All right, Man United is still a big draw, But if you know, so let's say I'm Javi Alonso, let's say, and Man United are interested in me, I'm going to look at them and say, well, if I just have a sticky patch, I'm out of there in like a year, and I'm just going to get a big payday. It's good for your pockets, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't do anything for your CV. You go to Man United and you're just another one who couldn't get the job done, and you get thrown under the bus by our bad owners. And I think our fans and the media are more than enough to blame as well.
I like the language that you use about sticky patch, right? So do you think what we're seeing right now is a sticky patch, or is it a more fundamental problem with Amorim's style of play?
Well, based on, okay, so I'll give you an example. So you have Arteta, who's been at one club for 6 years, because everyone likes to say United have spent money. Arteta has spent 750 million. I'm not making about Arsenal, right? But for an example, that one man has spent 750 million, and he's not done anything with that team. If Amorim was the man who spent 750 million over 6 years and didn't do anything, that is a big enough sample size. I can't judge a man off of a Patrick Dogu signing and 7 months into a job to say I can't see anything. Obviously, I haven't, but it's not a big enough sample size. This isn't even, you could say Ange at Tottenham. It's been 2 years. This is his second year now. 2 years
And
at
he won
Tottenham.
a trophy. He's got something to show for it.
And he said,
But
himself,
Esky, I just want to take a point. Is that tonight it became about the money. That's why it's the game of the decade. It's the most important game. All of that talk was there. All of that talk was there. It wasn't about the fucking
Husky. Husky, I wanted to say something. Something you say kind of make me tick. When you say that when Xavi is looking at it from his perspective, he's going to say, oh, yeah, if I'm here and then I make a mistake, I'll be out in the New York minute, right?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at it from the perspective of a manager? Why don't you look at it from a perspective of other actors that are involved? Look at it from the perspective of an owner. If I have 28 million or billion invest in a business and somebody is playing with house money, I have the right to sack him. Look at it from the perspective of players. If I'm a young player, I'm a talented player, and I have my whole career in front of me, do you think that I want to commit to a mediocre project? If we stick to somebody that's underachieving, we are missing out. We are missing out on the players. We are losing our appeal actually to progress. And you have to look at it from different perspectives.
Now we're losing our appeal.
No, but
you've been losing our appeal for the past fucking 13 years. Where the fuck have you been? Let me just...
One second, guys. One second, guys. Luani and Esky, you address this, right?
Let me just get a super chat. Big up Adewale says, anyone that believes changing the manager alone will fix this is deluded. We haven't beaten Spurs since 2022. These players are shit. Wake up, people. Shaw, Maguire, Mount Bruno, Lindelof, Hoyland, Garnacho, all horrible. I think
thanks for the
I don't think that we can continue to hide, boys, behind this. If the owners are not changed, then changing the manager is futile. This manager has underperformed big time. This is the worst season ever.
That's the key question, all right? For yourself and Luani.
I'm about to answer that question because this seems to be the question. I'll tell you what I believe. Certain managers that have been here have performed better than others, and their trajectory was much better than this. But they
Manchester United standard. Or Manchester United standard.
You can't change and get to the Manchester United.
Answer the question. In the last 13 years, have the coaches that have been here performed to a Manchester United standard? Yes or no?
Would you like me to answer the question at length?
No, just answer
let me finish.
Would you like me what the standard was?
Would you like me to answer the question at length? I want to.
No, then let go.
Manchester United is not that team anymore. When you get a new manager, you're looking. Arteta has done a very good job, actually. I disagree, personally. He has spent money over 6 years. They're in the conversation for league titles and Champions Leagues now. This year, they were unlucky. Their best players were injured for the majority of the season, Saka and Odegaard. But you see they have come on very, very well. They're a serious contender. Semi-final Champions League. Last season, just missed out on the league. They are now consistently in that conversation. That's what Arteta has done.
And they will be for the years to come.
Yeah, they will be. They will add players. It's not easy. Liverpool got 98 points against Man City and didn't win a league. You can't just expect to win a league. But what our standard is to be in those conversations, which we're nowhere near. And we have gone well away from it under Ruben Amorim since November.
So let
this
me
is
ask. So let me ask
this is
you,
not
right?
acceptable. Yeah, let me just crack
Oh
on
yeah, sorry,
with it, Sean,
my-
please.
yeah.
Managers at Man United make a difference. There is the manager out there that will well improve us and take us a lot closer to what we're trying to get to. This manager so far has gone backwards and shows me absolutely nothing to believe that 25 new players will revolutionize what I'm seeing next season. But he's not going to get sacked, and I'm not asking for him to be sacked. But I'm caveating it with that, because the system is the system. The way he wants to play is the way he wants to play. I think people have figured him out. I think this system is easy to play against. Forget, bro. Hoyland is terrible. Yeah, we don't even provide really service. We don't really make big chances. We're still back in the olden days where, because we had 2 chances and didn't put them away, we're losing our shit. General play of the game is not there. You're nowhere near it. Not a single player has improved this season. Our player of the season last year was Delo. He's one of the worst this year under this guy. What's he doing since November? Are you not training? Are you not drilling your system into him?
Boombaye, you know how easy the system is easy to play against? You know how easy? Today at the 10-minute mark.
Exactly.
10-minute mark, right? Ange Postecoglou say, nah, I'm going to switch to a back 5 and lock the wing down. That's
bro,
it. That's about it.
You're crossing a ball into one guy against 4 defenders. It's a disaster, bro. I will never, ever subscribe to not changing a manager when he's performing dreadfully and hide behind the fact that we have the same owners in situ. Never. There are managers that make differences, even under this ownership. This guy's officially the worst manager. Yeah, this guy's officially the worst manager.
So we should
So
have
for me,
isn't there a contradiction there?
let me finish.
Yeah.
The right manager for this job is not the manager that you guys maybe want, that wants to come in and play a nice brand of football. That's not for me. I don't want to play a nice brand of football. I'm not interested in that now. Because you've tried. No, I'm not interested in that now. I'm not interested in that now.
Football at all. We play shit football,
bro.
For the last 13 years.
No.
What are you waffling about? You're waffling now. I do not want to rule out number.
I'm not waffling.
Nobody.
Hold on a second.
Listen, you were the guy that was supporting Jose, so Boombaye, give it a rest, man. Give it a rest.
Hold on a second,
brother.
Give it a rest.
No. Let me finish, man. Let me land.
Let him go.
Bro, you guys, what you're after is no longer what I'm after. After we've had the Ten Hags and the Amorims of this world, I want a manager like Conte. Why? Why? No. Let me tell you why.
But you also don't want Amorim to be sacked.
This team, bro, lacks any sort of mentality. It lacks any sort of spirit. It lacks any sort of belief. All that stuff that we had under Sir Alex Ferguson is completely dissipated. All you have now is managers coming in that you like because you see them play nice football in Champions League at Ajax, or you see a guy like Amorim doing things against City or in Sporting Lisbon. He walks into here, his football will not translate here because this team doesn't have the fundamental foundations of spirit, belief, mentality. They lack all that. Conte is a guy that goes into a club and puts a fire out. You might not like his football, but you don't have any of the qualities. And none of the managers are instilling any of the qualities at this juncture in Manchester United's process that people like Conte bring. That people you're just focusing on playing nice football. And I've got news for you. It's never going to happen, bro.
No, but so are you saying Amorim should be sacked?
Like, let me know when I can have my say in it.
I'm saying that Ruben Amorim is not going. If he went tonight, I'm not really asked. But if he stays, Sean, I'm not gonna jump on his back. Let him get his players, and we'll see what he can do.
No, so Eski, what I wanted to follow up with you on is how you respond to the people who are saying that Amorim is underperforming. If you agree that he's underperforming, and if you agree, what should we not do about it?
No, well, like I said, it's too small of a sample size to say he's underperforming. With someone like Arteta, who's been there for 6 years and spent what he spent, one can make an argue that he's underperforming based on trophies. Now, the other argument is that he is performing based on they're in conversations. But hold on, if Ruben Amorim was 6 years into his job, let's all imagine this was Amorim's 6th year. He spent £750 million and he won one trophy, which was another man's team after 2 games in his first year. So the FA Cup that Amorim won. Based on that, would you all start saying Amorim, at least he's got us in the conversation? The United fan base sacked Ten Hag for winning 2 trophies. So I'm sorry, if Amorim was the Arteta in our timeline, we're here for 6 years with almost £1 billion spent, you would say that is enough sample size for the experiment to go. Amorim hasn't even been here a year. That is not enough sample time. I'm shocked at you, Bumbaye. When Ten Hag
How
come in,
can anyone say Amorim is not underperforming? How can anyone? It's not about him being sacked, but he's underperformed, man. He's underperformed big time. We've just lost to Tottenham Hotspurs in a European final, for God's sake.
Let's try and moderate the conversation a bit, right? Eski, just to follow up there. On Eski, I mean, we can pass it to the gentleman who was trying to chime in at this point in time. But Eski, if you're saying so it's not a big enough sample size, let's ignore the counterfactual, right, of Arsenal and whatever. What is a long enough sample size for you? And how do you respond to people who say that by now, even if Amorim is not winning the league or anything, by now we should see the fruits of the labor? Like 6 months into the job, 26 games into, we should be seeing something already by now. So 2 follow-up questions. Do you think we should be seeing anything right now? And how long is it long enough sample size?
The perfect answer is obviously I've known you over this time. I've known Nuruddin. I've known quite a few people here over that time. We had a manager in Erik Ten Hag, and he had over 2 years. So in his 3rd season, people were saying we can't see his style of play. It's not working. Yes, he won us 2 trophies. They're papering over cracks. And for a lot of the fan base, that was enough sample size and enough time for him to say enough was enough. 2.5 years, and that does seem to be the theme of every manager we have. Van Gaal around 2 years, Oli around 2 years and a bit, Jose 2 years and a bit, Ten Hag 2 years and a bit. So the club has already given us the sample size. They deem about 2 years, over 2 years. If it doesn't look like you're going to make Champions League in the 3rd year, you are getting sacked before Christmas or around that time. That seems to be the case. But if you're asking for my opinion,
okay, I have a question. I have a question to you. Quick. When did Ten Hag finish in his 1st season?
I can't remember. Top 4?
Third.
Yeah, top 4, third. Yeah, third.
Top 3rd. Okay, so that means that he earned his 2nd year. That's what I want to say. He got sacked in the 3rd year. He should have get sacked after the 2nd year because his 2nd year was mediocre. They should have pulled the trigger then, but because he won the trophy, they left him inside. His 2nd year was earned. There is nowhere around that a manager automatically earned 2 years by virtue of after his nomination. You have to earn everything in life.
So
let's pass it to the gentleman in the bow tie, like in his avatar, that was trying to jump in at some point in time.
Can I just say something? Yeah? And it's very good points that a lot of you are making. Yeah, I don't even want to make it about Arsenal. Yeah, but the bloke just said Ten Hag earned another season. Yes, fine, he did. Cool. And then the season after, yeah, it was horrendous. He used injuries as an excuse. This and that. Every football team has injuries. He won us the FA Cup, yeah? Fair enough, and he got sacked. Now, the thing is, cool, I get it. Some people still want this manager. I don't. This manager, since he's coming, he's been underperforming badly in the league. He's been underperforming badly in the league. So, just looking at the league table, yeah, and looking where we are, yeah, I know people are saying, oh, he shouldn't have come mid-season. At the end of the day, mate, you chose to come. Nobody put a gut to your head to say, come here. You chose, yeah.
What's your name, bro?
What you signed up for. He knew what he signed up for. Now, this style of football, maybe I can hear it. Maybe he's plays the way he wants to play. Cool. But if we're talking about result business, just result. I'm sorry, there's other managers that come in the league and they've been hitting the ground running and they've been getting results. Wolves don't have better players than us. Everton don't have better players than us. Crystal Palace, I'm not even including Crystal Palace because they had their manager for a long time. So Everton and the Pereira guy from Wolves, the manager, these two are above us in the league. Now, them two managers, they've been getting results. This manager has not had results for 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. The last time was 16th of March against Leicester, which are relegated. Now,
So let's try and
if
steel man
people are going to, if people are
the
going to,
opposing
let me
argument
just
now,
finish.
right?
Let me just finish, please. Let me
No,
just
I want to
finish.
ask you a follow-up. I want to ask you a follow-up that, and you'll give the floor
okay,
again.
Purple,
let
after
me-
you, I'm gonna go.
Let me
Yeah.
just let me just say
I
this.
want to ask you a follow-up so that you can
Bro,
go
my God,
into your
can I
full
not
thoughts.
finish my point?
No, I'll give you the floor. I just want to ask you a follow-up question, right? How do you respond to people who say that you should expect some level of failure from Amorim this season, that you should price some of that into your expectations for now, and that to achieve the kind of long-term success that Boumaier talked about with Arsenal and that some of the other people talked about with Arsenal, that we need to take a few steps backward to go forward?
Okay, but he's not getting results. Yeah, which I'm pissed off about. Six Premier League wins he's been here. Lowest of the lowest. We have not won a game in 2 months. We haven't won back-to-back league games on the rim. We've lost 3 in a row with him. Our total, our goal differences, our what do you call, our league table is bad. Now people are saying coulda, shoulda, woulda when they want to use it. I can use the same thing. If Southampton, Leicester, and thingy was, we would be relegated. When people preach about standards,
And
yeah,
I fucking wish we were.
yeah,
I fucking wish we were.
same. Thank you very much, Nuruddin. Finally, we're on the same boat. I've called for relegation 2-3 years ago, 4
Oh,
years, 5 years
behave,
ago.
man.
So if these three, I'm just gonna wrap this up. If these 3 teams had anything about them this season, yeah, we would not even talk about Ruben Amorim anymore. He'd be a dead man walking. But the fact that he survived, who's incompetence? Ineos. Who they're gonna give another season? Him. When everybody said to tell Ten Hag to get his players, we're gonna see this. I already told, and Strokes, you even said it. If Ten Hag gets another season, it's a write-off. I saying this right now. If Ruben Amorim gets another season, it's a write-off. You can't tell me a manager needs X, Y, Z just to see football results. Yeah, this is my words. Now, come on, just to see football results. And Amorim needs 25 players to see football results. This is unacceptable. Now I'm just gonna wrap this up here. Ineos, I've been on their fraud watch for a long time. As for this manager, I don't get it why he gets a free pass from some of these fan base. I don't get how this guy gets a free pass. It's like he's a fucking Prime Jose or Pep Guardiola, or he's a Ancelotti, or he's a Hansi Flick, or he's a Luis Enrique. He has been underperforming, and people need to hold him accountable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man,
It's
the what if
interesting.
that kills, you get
It's
me?
interesting
Because
that
some people, both opinions have a right to exist at this point. It's the same with every manager. It's not abnormal. It's not something exclusive to us. There are people that believe he hasn't had enough yet. There's more to see, and he might turn it. But I think based on what you've seen, others are well in their right to say, no, I'm cutting it now. I'm calling it now. It was the same with Ten Hag. I got that one wrong. I stuck in there. I said 8 injuries.
Same.
I think it might come good. But after 17 games, that's a lot of games, man.
Yeah.
That's half
He
the
would have won
season, man.
tonight.
And you know what I mean? And then I said, nah, it's time to cut. There's no change. You have to earn the right to continue in a job by showing me something.
Correct.
Klopp came. Klopp is a
Facts.
great example, man. 30 years nothing here. He picked up that team, and you started to see changes straight away, man. And the first thing, if you watch Klopp's first ever press conference, he focuses and homes in on belief. You have managers that are coming in here, they don't have the stature to instill that belief. They're too busy fucking around with the system and trying to revolutionize the football. This guy's system has been found out. Let United have the ball. They're not going to do shit with it. We'll just break
Yes.
on them with their 3 at the back. It's that simple. It's not personal. I want it to work, yeah. If he's here, I'll entertain it. I'm not asked. I'm focusing on reality. I can't change Glazers. They're not going anywhere. Why am I wasting my time with that? I can only change manager. And there is a manager out there that will do a very
Yes.
good job for this team
No.
by doing the right
what
thing.
is what is a very good job?
You can't say,
And,
bro.
and,
Listen,
and you
I'm
see,
not. You can't
and,
say
you- and,
that
and you-
don't change manager because
Mm.
You've got to just give him 3 years. You've got to earn your years.
No, can I
And
tell you
can't
why,
say,
Bombay?
don't change
Yeah.
manager, bro, because
Right.
these owners are still here. We can't play that
No,
game.
hold Bombay, very quickly. Right,
Yeah.
so we signed Van Gaal. Is Van Gaal a bad manager before United? No. Is Mourinho a bad manager before United? No. Ollie, you don't know? Okay, he's the one anomaly where he's managed Cardiff and whatever the fuck else, right? It was Ten Hag a bad manager before United? No. Was Ruben Amorim a bad manager before United? No. All of a sudden, the common denominator is these managers are looked at from afar. From where we are, we're in the shit. We need to get this guy based on his teams are performing in the league and are winning trophies. Van Gaal ticks that box. Mourinho ticks that box.
Nah,
Ollie,
bro, that's
quite not.
that's
No, but
not it,
listen.
though.
No.
Culture.
Tell me where I'm wrong. Me and you sat here
I'm
and
gonna
said
tell you
They
why.
are Champions League winners.
Hang on a minute, bro. I'm going to tell you where we have a divergence. Every manager has his own story, and every manager had a certain thing that happened that either shouldn't have happened, or I, as a personally, me, everyone will have their own opinions on the tenures of each manager. I was begging for Van Gaal to stay. That to me was a guy that was earning his stripes with what we were doing.
me too.
That was me. So his tenure was cut short unnecessarily.
Yeah, we
I
agree.
was a guy that wanted to sell Pogba and Martial and anyone Mourinho didn't want, and I wanted him to get Perisic and Willian.
Yeah.
Because I see this is what we need. We need this guy to fucking instill the mentality in us. 31 or 32 games unbeaten. Not great football. I'm getting you used to not losing games. This team is fragile. Man United is fragile, bro. They fold. You don't
Bombay,
have
what's the common
these.
denominator
Yeah,
between Van Gaal's time and Mourinho's time?
What?
The board,
Sorry?
exactly. Our owners. This is what I'm saying. So you've just brought up a
Okay,
brilliant
wait. This is where I want to. This is my rebuke to that, right?
No,
When you say
bro,
that the
last thing,
board,
Luani,
we
sorry,
rightfully,
bro.
yeah.
Bro, I apologize. What you're saying is a common denominator was mistakes on the part of the board. It
Right.
wasn't the
Thank you.
manager. It wasn't the manager. We made mistakes. But now this guy is not winning trophies. He's not getting any results. The football's the worst it's ever been. He's breaking all the wrong
After
records.
8 months, come on, man.
After 8 months, bro. 8 months is a long
That's not
time,
enough.
Esky, man.
In world level management, do you
mad,
think it's enough to come into any football club?
This is what I
No, but-
wanna
no, but the
I
question
say about the
is-
board, right? This is what can I talk
go
about
on.
the board? What he just said, he's pointing out at the board, right, as the common denominator. The last time I checked, the Glazers don't make the decision on who the manager is, right? They sign the checks. Now, who was making that decision at that time is Ed Woodward. Where is Ed Woodward? He's gone. The board is gone. Now we have Ineos. The issue now is that we have to identify between incompetence and mistake. The difference between incompetence and mistake is that an accumulation of mistake is interpreted as incompetence. Ineos has been here for a minute. Okay,
So
we can attribute maybe two mistakes. We can say Amorim is a mistake. They are allowed to make that mistake. We can say sacking Dan Ashworth is a mistake. They are allowed to do that. They've not even been in a job for a year, so they can afford that. But Amorim had 30-game season. That is not a mistake.
No,
that is incompetence. That's underachieving.
The
That's
board's
why he
been
had
here
to
less
go.
than a year. Hold on, the board's been here less than a year. Amorim's been here less than the board.
Max.
The board were here before Amorim.
Yeah,
so
but what are we talking about? What are we talking about? You're talking about a nomination. So what do you suggest? They name Amorim, and then after 1 week they fire him. It doesn't work that way. Okay, but Amorim could. Yeah.
Right, so sorry. I own a Asda shop. I own a Walmart, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I own this big shop for 30 years. Okay, I own this. Every year it underperforms. Every year I get a new manager, underperforms. I'm the owner of the shop. I don't run it day to day. I put a manager in place. I think this guy's a good manager. He ran a Tesco over there. I get him in for 2 years. He's shit. I get another one in. That goes on for 30 years. At what point am I a bad owner?
I love that example.
Am I a bad owner?
Let me respond, Wani. No. I love your example. And the Amorim scenario here is, the previous shop managers you were losing £5,000 a month.
Yes.
Then somebody comes in and you're losing £1 million a month. Basically, like they've taken your £5,000 loss and made it $1 million, right? That's what Amorim is doing. And I think what you're saying is that, well, actually, that $1 million loss should be expected because everybody else previously was losing. At least they were losing, right? But they were only losing $5,000 a month, and somebody is here losing $1 million a month. It's not the same thing. And I think what you've not responded to so far, Eski, is whether or not it's reasonable to expect that even if Amorim doesn't get us to top 4 or doesn't get us to Champions League or doesn't get us a trophy, is it too much to ask that we don't look so pathetic against Ipswich? We don't look so pathetic against Southampton, against basically everybody that we played against. Like all the losses that we've piled up this season. Is it too much to ask from a manager that even if you don't have all your players, at least don't lose so many games in a season?
So we've had 3 managers this year, and all 3 of them we've looked pathetic. Under Van Nistelrooy, a couple of games will look decent. Under Ten Hag, we were pathetic this year. He had about 10, 12 games. Under Amorim, we were pathetic this year. That's 2 different managers, 2 different philosophies, using the same amount of players under the same board, and they're both pathetic.
One person's pathetic was 8th in 8th. One person's pathetic is 17th.
But let's just say, okay, for argument's sake, we don't know how Ten Hag would have performed. Ten Hag might have turned that 8th into 1st place. Obviously, we don't know. He could have turned that 8th into 20th, and we could have got relegated. We don't know. The facts are, we're in 17th. We're not going to get 40 points because we're going to get beaten by Villa tomorrow whenever we play. That's a fact. We're going to lose to Villa. We're going to end on 39 points. But what I'm saying is the only thing we can say is under both managers, the players have underperformed, and the board has been.
We have 2 previous seasons.
John, let me just bust out 2 questions, bro. Eski, 2 questions. Number 1. Do you think my man's going to turn it around? And do you think that my man has earned? Because you said, man, a minute ago, he hasn't shown you nothing.
No,
so he hasn't shown us nothing. So
no,
I'm not asking for much, because I don't think we can at this point. But I can't seem to be able to ask for a single thing. Every week we're looking at: are we going to score? Are we going to get even a draw? When's the next point coming from? When's the next goal coming from? That's where we are with it. So do you think my man will turn it around? And has my man earned the right to be our manager next season? Like I say, I will be backing the guy if he's here. I'm not going to go nuts or anything like that. We're going to see anyway, because they're not going to sack him. Because if they do, then they've absolutely destroyed any credibility that they had with Omar Barada, who called him a genius. So that's the reality. What do you think?
So to answer your questions, it's quite funny that you say that, because we had a manager in Ten Hag who abandoned his philosophy and played dross football, won 2 trophies along the way, papered over the cracks, and got sacked, rightfully so. We can all agree it was the right time for him to get sacked. So that's a guy who abandoned his principles. You then bring a guy in who come in halfway through a season, didn't want to come in, who is sticking to his principles, because everyone said, why didn't Ten Hag stick to his principles? Waste of time, let's sack him. Manager comes in, sticks to his principles, plays this system with 5 at the back, puts players in square pegs and round holes, because obviously he's coming halfway through the season. He can't make this decisions on who he needs to keep and whatever not. Comes in, plays his system, and then the fans are upset that the guy that we brought in is actually playing his system. Told us in his first week.
Let me
reframe it then. Here we go. Eski, do you believe in his principles and that they will yield the type of things that you want next season?
Too short a time. It's like asking me, Bombay, okay, I'm engaged to a girl, or I'm dating a girl. What's the right time to ask her to marry me? It's one of them. What is 7 months?
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Okay, so at this point, is it fair? I think it's fair to say that you're sticking with the guy because you can't accurately assess it. I'll buy that.
It's not enough time for me. It's not enough time for me to make a decision.
Because that there are fans that believe that. A lot of them. That's cool, and they empathize with the fact not enough time, no players in. But by the same token, given the reality of what we have seen, which is nothing, there's nothing to hang on to here. And I'm a guy that always sticks with managers. I think there are people just within their right to say, "Hang on a minute."
I agree with Eski as well.
We're done with that. So both can exist there, I think.
That's why I'm shocked, Bombay, because you stick with
my guys. Can I go? My battery is about to.
Yo.
Can I go quickly because my battery is about to die?
Go on, Lasso.
Yeah, big up, Lasso. Go on, have your last word, bro. Go on.
Okay. Just to wrap it up, guys. I mean, it's quite simple. If you're not performing, you should not be here any longer. It goes without being said. And if you go into any business, even after they've your employers employed you, you still get that probation period, right? So in this sense, the guy hasn't earned his time. You know, whether we can agree or disagree, or whether we think he's going to do any better going forward, I think the best thing, going forward is to get rid of him and get rid of the system. The system doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work. It doesn't matter what we're going to do in the transfer window. It's getting the worst out of the players we currently have. We're not going to overhaul the team. He's going to be sacked anyways, because this is doomsday. Like, you guys don't realize it. I saw it with Tenach. It's just going to get worse. The season is just 2 months away. People think the next season is in 3 years or freaking 4 years time. The season is literally in 2 months time. So nothing's gonna change. Guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna fuck off that season already. That season is done. The next season is already a write-off straight. For anyone who wants this manager to stay, let's be realistic. I would want the owners out, obviously, and everything else before anything. But realistically, we can change a manager. And if a manager is not performing anywhere else, get sacked until you find the right one. It's you just live within that realm of reality, and we need to learn to live within that realm of reality. You earn your time. If you do not earn it, you get sacked. You need standards. We complain about standards, but we're letting certain people get away with the things that we've been seeing. You look at Amorim, finishing 16th already should not be allowed. You should be gone. Straight off the bat, you should be gone. 3-5 at the back is not working. He even plays with a 7. I don't know why people keep saying it's a 5. It's a 7 at the back. Because literally there is no midfield. We play with the deep lining wingbacks. Wingbacks who don't even push up. So what are we doing? We don't even attack. We can't defend. There's no midfield. There is no future. Yes, we will buy players that will slightly improve this, but the slight improvement from this is still mediocrity. Anyways, there is no longevity behind this formation, and then the way we structure ourselves, even with better players, it's not going to work. People will be here come November. Let me tell you that. They'll be here come November, and they'll be saying this manager needs to go. We've seen enough. I don't need to see anymore. I've seen enough. I think all of us have. I think deep down, we have not seen anything to tell us that this manager is going to turn anything around. If you could not do it in 6 months, you're not going to do it in the next 8 months or 9 months. You know where this trajectory is going. We all know where it's going. I don't know why we keep doing this every single year. Why right now, what the club needs to be doing is change this formation, get a manager that plays proper attacking football. We take it from there. We buy players that play that type of football, or more or less, if you look at a lot of your 4-3-3s and your 4-4-2s and all these other modern types of formations that these other managers play, like your De Zerbis and all these guys, it's simple football. It's simple. He went to Marseille and he did the same thing. Marseille overnight became a team that can bump the ball all over the place because he made football very simple. You bring these managers who come and complicate things straight off from scratch and who try and make this about the system thing. And there's absolutely nothing there. There's inverted wingbacks that literally play as fullbacks. They're not even half of the time over. They don't go over the positions line. Most of the time the average touches in their own half. So I'm not buying any of this shit. I'm sorry. Like, this man needs to go, and we need to like, let's cut the bull, guys. This manager needs to go. We need to reset everything. That's what needs to be done. Take things
basically, let's go.
Done.
So let's go. The people who are so incompetent who bought him in, you trust those people to get it right?
This is what I'm saying.
No.
This is what I'm saying. So what do you want to do? Let's go.
We don't.
Nuruddin, big up, man. That was sick. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see
Yeah,
it.
but it's fundamentally about whether or not you think we are a 17th place team in the league or not. Because in the bare minimum, we shouldn't be 17th. So unless you think that we have no choice but to be here.
We are, Sean. We are.
No, we are because the manager currently is failing.
We are.
We are because
are,
the
yep.
manager is
We are.
cooking beans.
The
If
structure is
the
failing.
manager
No,
is
then-
failing, that's why we are.
Allow me to put in my last word so I can I can take off here. You know, I think the biggest problem this club have is the fan. We
Yeah, too many
have a
hooligans and too
cultism
many
that
sheep. Nah.
no. We have a cultism. A cultism with players. We have
Especially the
a
ones who go to the stadium and
cultism.
go to the stadium with.
We have a cultism with players. We have a cultism with managers. We have a win now mentality that we have to get rid of. You see, we are in a rebuild, and most of us don't recognize still that we are in a rebuild. And when you're in a rebuild,
What,
you need to find a manager. You need to
Nothing is
find a
getting
manager.
built. Nothing is getting built. It's a
Okay.
destruction.
Okay.
Wally,
You need to.
Wally,
When we are in a rebuild, yeah.
I want to ask you a question. Can you tell me what number rebuild this is, please, in the last 30 years? What number is it again?
We've run out of cement, mate.
It's number. No. Wait. It's number 1 for Ineos.
No, man, but the field is
Number one. Number 1 for. Let me finish. It's number 1 for Ineos, and that's what matters. Glazer is not responsible for the football operation anymore. Let's put that on the side. This is Ineos era now. Woodward have been responsible from everything, from the marketing to the scouting for the past 10 years. He is gone. Now this is Ineos era. What they promise us is that they want to proceed with young players. Now, can we allow them to bring in a manager that can give these players what they deserve? I'm talking about we have a crop of young talented players. We have Kobe Mino. We have Garnacho. Okay, we have Ahmad. We have Lenny Yero. We have Amas. We have Collier. Come on, these young players deserve better. Can anybody tell me if Amorim have any track of developing any young players? This guy want ready-made players. Where are we going with this? Come on, man. Nah, we need to relax.
Yeah.
Well, he brought in Dorgu, who's a young player, and Ten Hag had a better track record of developing players, but everyone wanted him sacked. So again, it's the fans who didn't want to stick with Ten Hag.
Yep.
You're gonna just let him stay.
Yeah, but he also brought in Ugarte. He also made Bruno his captain. So what does he want? Okay, the worst thing the worst thing that a manager can have is pride. When you're a leader of men, you don't need to be prideful. He say it's his tactic or the highway. We already know that your tactic don't work. Now what? Today, now what? Today, Ange Postecoglou. Today, you see, Ange Postecoglou was willing to compromise and switch to a back 5. You see, when I look at manager, I look at the 3 matrix. 1, man management. He fall out with Rashford. He fall out with Casemiro and then reintegrate him. He fall out with Anthony. Now Anthony is doing well. That part of it, he doesn't have that under control. Second, your team selection. How many players have he moved around this season in any position? You subbing Xerxes at the 40-minute mark in a 20-minute mark in the game, humiliating the young man. If the guy doesn't have a mental fortitude, he literally destroyed the kid right there. And the third thing is his ability to affect from the sideline. Has he demonstrated any of that? No. So why should justify keeping him?
Yeah.
Guys,
Season 24 to 25 is a stain on Manchester United's history, and the manager is Ruben Amorim. There's no getting around that. And I agree that someone can say, don't sack him. Okay, don't sack him. But anyone saying he's not underperformed, that is a lie. He has underperformed. There's been other managers here with Glazers as owners, and they have not done this bad. Ralph Ragnick did not take us down this low, where he's taken us in the league. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished 3rd and 2nd and got us to a Europa League final and lost on penalties. He was treated like a terrorist, and then he got sacked. Ten Hag has won 2 trophies. Mourinho, they've all done better than Amorim. And I like
There's
Amorim.
levels to
I give
underperforming.
managers chances. I always say a manager needs 3 seasons to show. And after 3 seasons, if they're not showing, they need to go. But to say he's not underperforming is not true. We've just lost to Spurs in a final. People need to wake up and look what's happened. Our football is horrible. Everyone's underperformed. Casemiro, a 5-time Champions League winner, has just lost the Europa League final to Spurs, and Amorim is the manager. This is a stain in our history, and whoever's a part of the team or club is to be blamed for it. There's no getting around it.
Boys, how
next
many years did
season,
Amorim sign? How many years did
next
Amorim
season has to be a big improvement. So he deserves the summer. Give him the summer and give him till Christmas. If there's no improvement, then get rid of him. But I do like the guy, and I feel for him. I feel for him. I feel for Amorim. What?
Guys, fans.
This is not a
Fans,
repeat.
don't go
This is
riot.
nothing. This is
Don't
not
go-
a repeat, mate. We've never been this low. We've never been this low, mate. It's not a repeat.
He's sacked in time.
It's not a repeat.
Manchester
We've
United
never been
fans.
this low. We've never been this low. It's not a repeat.
Nuruddin, what do you want to do, bro? Do you want to stick with him? Nuruddin, what do you think we should do? We're not
Nuruddin
getting
wants to
rid of
relegate the
Glazers,
club.
Glazers and Ineos.
Everything, especially the fans in Manchester.
This is working for Nuruddin because he wants his
Ask
relative.
me a question.
No wonder he wants
One at
him.
a time, chat, Pala, come on.
Yeah, he asked me a question. What do you think we should do?
I don't want to
think-
hear about boycott the club and all that. I want to know about managers. Should we stick with this guy?
Oh,
Because they're not going. You're not changing Glazers
No,
and Ineos.
because we're not doing anything, but
Don't go riot.
Well, you want me to be a sheep, meh, and give you sheep answers, or do you want to give me a real solution?
Facts.
You want
No,
to give me a real solution?
It's not
How
a real
often-
solution, bro.
Let me finish. You asked me a question. Are you gonna let me answer it? Let me answer the question, yes or no? I gave you the courtesy. I asked you a question and I muted. And I have been muted. I don't know if you realize.
All right, can I
have been
rephrase my
muted.
question?
Listen, no, you asked me a question. You said to me, "What should
I
we
asked
go
you the
with
wrong.
on football
I
field?"
asked you the wrong
And I'm
question.
gonna go with that. No, you're not gonna add anything to the question.
So
I'm gonna
the
go with what
question
you asked
actually
me.
is because
What
your
you
answer is
are,
going
I'm
to be
gonna go
wasted.
and answer what you
Because
asked me.
people want to hear
I'm going
the
to
answer
answer
this
what
Asked him
you
the wrong
asked me.
question. This is too
I'm
much.
going to answer what you have asked me.
on the
I'm
basis that
going
the
to
Glazers
answer
and
what
Ineos
you have
are
asked
not
me.
going anywhere.
I'm going
What
to
do I
answer
do?
what you have asked me.
What's the question?
I'm going to answer what you have asked me. I
So
will.
you're wasting
That's what
our
I'm going to
time.
do.
You're
You
wasting
can, no,
our
you can
time.
do,
You're
you
going
can
to
do a
tell us
follow up.
about
When you
striking and
heard
all
my
that.
answer, you can have a follow up, but I'm going to answer what you asked me. So,
Oh dear.
power concedes nothing without a demand.
Okay.
In the last 13 years, we've had how many managers? We've had 4 interims, and we've had now 6 full-time managers. So 6 full-time managers and 4 interims. That makes 10. Now, is it all their fault? No, I don't think so. At the end of the day, it's almost like half the target. These are the people that are to blame. But all of the fan base, like proper sheep, go around in circles and just follow and go, no. It's not that. It's everything but that. We've had incompetent owners who have wasted Manchester United, who put the club in a huge debt, and now it's costing us because with the rules of the Premier League, it's coming to an effect. I said this 4-5 years ago. I did not have a fucking magnifying thing into the future. I didn't. I just read where we are and what's coming if the Glazers didn't leave the fucking football club. Glazers put the football club on sale, apparently. I was the only person on the fucking YouTube in the whole of the United fan base telling everybody they're not willing to sell. They're looking for investors. We've got Ineos who are the investors. Pay that money, 1.75 billion. They've come in. They are even worse incompetent than the Glazers. And I just want to remind the people, Luani, nothing in this club gets said. No decision is made without Joe Glazer. If you don't fucking believe me, go and look at the hierarchy of table at Manchester United. Joe Glazer is backed every decision Ineos have made. So he's fucking responsible. So if you want to ask me, how do we fix this? We go blame all of the managers. All of the managers was coming, which is 6, and then 4 interims. That's 10. and we let these people take the fucking piss out of the football club. Year and year decline. Last season, we finished 8th. That was the worst in my lifetime. In my lifetime supporting Manchester United, which is 30 years, I have not seen Manchester United finish 8th, especially in the Premier League. This season, we've gone
Nuruddin.
by getting a manager during mid-season, backing the director of football that said his football is not compatible with the players.
We're too deep in the therapy section of the conversation. I have to hop off now.
It's simple as this. It's simple as this. If you are not serious, like I said, this is the problem. The problem is this. But you want to go around the fucking houses, right, and tell me we're just going to keep sacking managers until we get it right. And I want to remind people, Ferguson was brought in 1986. Ferguson spent money after money after money. He finished 12th, 13th, then 6th. Then we won the FA Cup. Then we won the Cup Winners' Cup. Then we challenged for elite titles. So Fergie, within the first 3 years, it took him to win a trophy 4 years, but within the 4 years, he was challenging for a title and properly challenging. Not finishing 20 points behind like Jose, not finishing 13 points behind like Ollie. He challenged for a league title. Unfortunately, that level of patience, as you can clearly see, is no longer in football. Times have changed. But now you've got the likes of Gary Neville, who used to call out the Glazers, who are now in cahoots with Ineos, getting their apartment buildings, and we're building a circus tent. So if the fans want to do something about it, power concedes nothing without demand. Walkouts.
Okay, Nuruddin, you said Joe Glazer owned the club, right? You said Joe Glazer make the decision. He owned the club legally, right? Yeah, he owns
it. Okay. So.
Okay, he owns the club legally. He
yes or no? Has the manager underperformed?
Wait, let me go on that, right? Joe
yes or no? Has he underperformed?
Who paid 12 million to get a manager out of his sport in Lisbon?
Can I ask Nuruddin the question?
Nuruddin.
Who did that?
Nuruddin.
Bro, look,
Nuruddin, Joe Glazer owned the club legally, right? I want to go there. Joe Glazer owned the club legally, right? So unless we can put together, okay,
of the
so
Glazer family, who are the biggest
that's what I'm saying. He owned the club legally, all right? So unless we can put together a petition for all the fans around the world to put together a 10 billion evaluation, and we can go to the British government, because I'm saying the British government, because if the British government is able to force Abramovich, who doesn't have the same political aspiration as them, to sell his club, that means that they can also intervene if the Glazers are hurting the community and firing everybody. So they can, but I thought they work in the interest of the community. I thought they work in the interest of the community.
We're not dealing with reality anymore, man. We're not dealing with reality. We're talking things that don't
exactly.
Make no
sense. So I like to pick. I like to pick battle that I can win.
I want to ask you a question.
Have the power to get rid of boards in football. Fans have done that throughout the history of world football on all 4 corners of the world. Go ahead, Ben. I've not heard from you yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. My final words. I mean, I remember before I started coming onto the panel, like I was really big into managers, keeping managers for a while, like just a bit like you, Yaski. Like I really liked obviously your thoughts, especially around Ten Hag. Like I really wasn't Ten Hag out till probably till the very end, really. And then I realized I came on the Side's channel when he was doing a fan call-in show, and I said the side, regardless of any coach that comes in, like even if it's a young coach, like like Ruben Amorim, like obviously he's done well Sporting Lisbon. We're not gonna see drastic changes with with these players. I do generally think at least half of the squad can't be coached generally, and I know obviously people would say, look, we're human beings at the end of the day. We can learn anything in life, but nah, that's not always the case, man. I do generally think some of these players just can only learn from one system, and what that one system is the previous regime, which was obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system, which was obviously sit deep, counter attacking football. That's literally the squad we've got at the moment. Where we go from here, I mean, I still can't believe what you said, Luani, in terms of like when you stated that this is Ineos's first rebuild. Like, to me, that just sounds absolutely daft. Like, even if they sacked Ruben and if sack Omar Barada and Wilcox, regardless that you failed as an owner, you failed as an organization. You just need to fuck off out, regardless. And I know I know obviously a lot. Like, obviously, Luana, you weren't really specifically saying about the Glazers. Like, you're obviously talking about Ineos. But no, I'm being generally serious. Like, I just think we are going to go rinse and repeat again with this like manager situation. I don't think we're going to get anywhere as a fan base or as a club. I think Luani was spot on. I think the big issue is this fan base, like, let alone the owners. I think there's too many bootlickers out there. Like, they just don't see the big reality. They just think it's all down the manager and all that X, Y, and Z. I mean, where I'm at with Amorim, like, I think I'm kind of with Bombay. Like, if he gets sacked in the morning, I wouldn't really be annoyed. I think he has underperformed this season, regardless. But I don't know where I'm kind of speechless of where we go. Like, because I just want us all like to come together as a fan base and just focus on the main target, and that's Ineos and the Glazers, man. I just want us all to just focus on getting one objective, sort of, and that's just to get rid of them, man. And look, I know we can comment about the players. Like, the players are disgraced, man. Like, they really are. I do think we are better than 17th or 16th. I do believe we are at least 10th. Like, our team is capable to get 10th. But I just think we're just going to go around in circles, man. And I just don't know where we go from here, man. I do think, like, with Amorim, if Amorim's system was more playing for the midfield, I actually would give Amorim another season. I actually would, because that's where he's let me down, is the midfield. It's the midfield, man. And see, the Premier League, man, you've like all these top clubs always play for the midfield, but us, we've always played for the width. I just want us to go back to basics, man. I want us to go back to fucking have 3 in that midfield instead of 2, man. We've never had 3 in the midfield since Ollie, since he came in as an interim. But I just want us all to come as like just together. Like, I know obviously everyone's different. Like, there's billions of fucking United fans all around the world. Like, I understand, like, we can't come to the stadium and stuff. Like, a lot of us live far away. But even all the locals, like the people from Manchester, we just need to come together, man. Just focus on one thing, and that's to get rid of these vultures, because we're not going to get anywhere. I wanted to be relegated, man. I was with Nurden, but I just don't think, even if you bring in an Inzaghi or a Conte or anyone, we're just going to go back to the same situation, man. I'm being serious, man.
Do you know, you're again, that every opinion at this point is valid.
Yeah.
Divergence of opinion is natural, normal. I think that Antonio Conte is exactly what we need right now. Exactly what we need. It's so obvious. So obvious.
I love you, my man.
Right, but my question is, the question I originally wanted to ask, in an ideal world, I think 110% of everybody that supports Manchester United would say, we'd like to change owners. Thank you, just leave Ineos, Glazers, let's try somebody else. We'd all take that. But that's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen in the next 2-3 months. So just
can I? Sorry, Bombay, very
real one.
Okay, it's not real. Okay, no problem. But,
can I just,
in all football clubs, in all 4 corners of the planet, fans have put pressure on boards to change and people to sell up.
Can I?
For Man United?
Can I just very quickly? Sorry, Bombay.
How long have we been wanting that, Nuruddin? How long, and it's not happened?
Because we've not put enough pressure, mate.
Yeah, but like we said, they're all divided.
We stopped one game. We need to stop 20 games.
Everyone hates everyone in the fan base. How can they come together? They've got the match going fans. You've got the E-Reds. Then they go this fan cameras, YouTubers.
They're not hurting enough. I'm sorry, Athid. They're not hurting enough.
I agree with you. I agree, but
the majority of the fans who went to that stadium,
I agree with what you're saying.
and now finding it difficult to get back.
I agree, Nuruddin, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It never will.
But we're not hurting enough. That means you're
It
not
never
hurting
will.
enough.
It never will happen.
Well,
I want it to, but it won't.
I
They
don't
won't
think.
come
Do you know
together.
the last time?
You're gonna get rid
last
of
time.
this ownership or this Ineos on the basis that that is not going to happen. Yeah, I'm not saying it can't happen with fan pressure. Let's say it can happen. But what I'm looking for is an answer from you guys that are just exclusively saying there is nothing going to happen if they don't go. So what do you do with this current situation, manager situation, player situation? Should we just crack on with Amorim for the next 2-3 years? Because let's get into the third year for the first time. Maybe something will happen. Or are you still actually assessing football as football? Are you still actually holding managers accountable and saying, no, there's another manager that we believe can do better? You should be, because when we have, we should be, because when we have conversations about managers, everybody does have their own opinion on what they want.
Yeah.
So do not, I will never subscribe to, it's not rinse and repeat. We have a guy here, it's not rinse and repeat. The right manager is out there that will take us in the right direction. He will take us to a certain point. Then you can
100% agree.
That's the problem with this.
I 100% agree. We also, you know why we need to,
that's not how it works. Can't, man. Have to change managers.
You know why we need to also avoid. We also
listen. Last word from
we also
everybody.
need to avoid.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Manchester United do not pay me.
Last word.
Do not pay me any money.
Overtime.
We're talking about them for fucking especially when they're this shit. So last comment from you, and then everybody get your last comments ready.
Last word. Okay, last word from me. We need to also stop avoiding saying that managers were brought here. Every manager that come here back himself to a certain extent, and the job they evaluate the risk and the peril. They grown ass men and they know the decisions they make. Right. The reason why I don't want to stick with Amorim is because we are in a rebuild and we have a young crop of players. He haven't proven to me that he can develop this young crop of players. He's going to overplay Lenny Euro. Ahmad, he's going to stock him there on the wing where team are going to double up on him. His career is going to be stifled. Kobe Mino is not getting game time. Toby Collier, when he comes back, we don't know if he's going to get game time. Chido, we know what's going on with Chido, right? So I don't see us going the route of Amorim will help us. When it comes to the protest and what fans can do to change the narrative about the owners, I don't recommend anybody riot. The Fed are just going to put the case on you and ruin your life. It's not worth it for football. As for peaceful protest, I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Football is an entertainment for me, nothing else. I live my life, I come home, I watch football, I crack a beer, I'm happy to watch a good game. Manchester United is just an institution. It just happened that I like that institution because they stand for something. They stand for a ethos that I have came to embrace years ago. Even though over those years that ethos has faded away, there's a part of me that still want it to come back. And unfortunately, that's not the direction we're going in. All I want to say is that the last time fans hounded out owners, the Glazers walked in. So we need to be careful what we wish for.
I don't need the last word, bro. I just echo exactly what you said. It's an entertainment for me, Man United. I don't actually believe, you know what I mean? You can fan pressure, do whatever you want to do, but it's not going to happen.
But Bumbaye, when you the guy that was telling me, Bumbaye, when you the guy that was telling me that you don't want entertainment, what do you think attractive football means?
No,
does that mean entertainment?
No. What Luwani's saying, bro, is
Stop
not that.
contradicting yourself. Luwani, please mute.
What Luwani's saying is not that. It's football to me is not life or death. It's just a pastime. Like, do you know what I mean? I watch it. It's for entertainment. We're not entertaining to watch, but I still watch it. It's my pastime. That's not changing the ownership. What can change is the manager. What can change is the players. A guy winning 2 trophies and coming second with 81 points is one thing. And then another guy coming and spending 600 million in less than 3 seasons and finishing 8th and taken us no further in terms of actually being in those conversations like Arsenal. Ten Hag never gave you a sense of we're going somewhere. The football was garbage, man. We're a
Yeah.
cup team. And bro, Greece won the Euros. Greece won the Euros, man. We're 16th and 17th in the Europa League final tonight. Cup competitions are an anomaly. They're not an accurate reflection. And this is where I do agree with you. If we'd won it tonight, it's one game. What the flipping heck does that mean? We're 16th. Shocking season. It's a cup competition. I don't care today if we played with 1% possession, but we just got the trophy. Honestly, I'm not asked. It's just it's a final. Just want to win it. It's a cup competition, bro. But really, what you're looking for from Man United, for a manager that comes in, right? We are going places, man. We're starting to get it together football wise. Starting to compete with the big boys. We're going into games confident we can win. We're playing a decent brand of football. Do you know what I mean? We come back. We've got good mentality, got leaders. None of that, bro, under the last few managers. They're coming in here trying to play some type of football. And the first priority that we've got, we want to be entertained. To me, entertainment is different. Do you know what I mean? We have different versions of entertainment. Some people might think playing like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, that's the only thing that's acceptable. That's not all that's acceptable to me. I love Conte's Chelsea. I love Mourinho's Inter. I watch them teams every week. That's me. That's my type of football. I want to win results. I want to be solid. I want to compete with everybody. I want to be in them conversations. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be playing no sexy football, conceding 20 shots a game. That's not entertainment to me. There's different types of football. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So for me, realistically, we need to change. If we have to change managers, I don't see it as rinse and repeat. The right manager is out there. He's not going to win you the Premier League and the Champions League. Nobody might win you that. But he was going to take you in a right direction to be back amongst that top six, that top four consistently. Takes time. Took Klopp 3 years, 4 years to start to bring Liverpool back right, regular. Arteta's now, he's got them there, regular. You know, Arsenal are guaranteed Champions League every year now.
Yeah.
That's where we're trying to get to. Manchester City got 100 points, man, and broke the records when Mourinho got 81 points. Even the 2008 United team might not have dealt with that. It's no shame, but are you taking me in the right direction? Am I seeing things that tell me I want to hang on to you? It's not perfect there, but you're buying your way. You deserve to continue on your journey. Right now, man, Amarim, if he's here, he's here. I'll back him, no problem. You know, let's find out. Maybe I'm wrong again. But God damn it, man. If somebody says to me, Bummaye, what more do you want me to wait for? What more do you want me to see? That you allow me to tell you I'm cutting my losses now. This is not the guy. I say, listen, I can't argue with you. I respect that. And that's where I am with it.
Yeah, big up Bombay. For me, my last comments of the show, I think one of the big positives tonight is what's behind Nurden on his chair. I think that flag is the biggest positive tonight. Free Palestine, fuck Zionism. But for me, I generally, I mean, Bombay asked a very good question earlier on there, about, I think, you know, about the whole rinse and repeat thing. Like for me, like, you know, if I'm seeing, you know, the Glazers and Neil still here, and I know obviously it's going to be difficult to get rid of them both, but if that's the case, like I know generally, like I've supported United all these years, like I know if the biggest issue obviously is them, and for me, if they're still here, all like as much as I want United to succeed so much, man, like I love this club to death, but I've just got to the point where if they're still here in the next season, we get a new manager. I just want, like, it's kind of bad for me to say this, but I just want to suffer. Like, I want to suffer, man. I just want, like, the club to suffer, their pockets to suffer. You know, there's years ago, like when Manchester City had previous owners, there's Manchester City fans that emptied the what was their stadium before the Etihad? I can't
Main
remember.
Road.
Main road.
Yes, Main Road. Yeah.
Their stadium's
Main
empty
road.
now as well.
They had bad owners, and they got rid of them because how? Because they emptied it, and they just kept protesting outside the stadium. So if they can do it, why can we? And I know of, and we're a much bigger club than them. Like we're a much bigger club, like it's Man United. But I just generally think, man, we're not going to go anywhere unless these vultures go. And I know you could bring like a Conte, you could bring Inzaghi, you could bring all these managers, man, but you just can't. You just can't go into a workplace and the culture's not right, the environment's not right. You just know it's just an absolute shambles. Like, and it's so bad to say because we as fans we just want the best for our club. For me, if Amram gets sacked, I think what Ineos, if they're still here, and Glazers, I think what they've got to do is, and they have to make this appointment right, is they have to pick a coach that uses the midfield, man. We've got to. I don't think I've ever had a coach being brought in where he uses and utilizes the midfield. It's always been about the width. That's why I love Xavi. That's why I love De Zerbi, because he uses the midfield. We've never won a midfield battle in ages. I can't remember the last time we've won a midfield battle. And a lot of chat were saying earlier on, like, three in the midfield. This is why Liverpool are champions, because they play three in the midfield. This is why Arsenal are second, because they play three in the midfield. They have three balanced midfield players. We don't. We only have we only play two, sometimes even one midfielder. It's just joke, man. But I just want us all to come together, man, and just to wrap it all up. Just want us all to come together and just get rid of these vultures, man. Like, and the only way we're gonna do that is just, protests, walkouts, just anything we can ever do. And if if that's not enough, and they are here, if they say they're here for the next 5-10 years, honestly, man, it's bad for me to even say it. I just want us to suffer even more, man. And I said this like in the panel, and it's bad for me to say it as a fan because people think I'm a fake fan because what's worse is the club. But I just want to damage their pockets. And see, when Sir Jim said that to Gary Neville, that the club was close to being bust, I actually smiled. I was actually, holy fuck, I'm actually glad, because if the club's going bust, what do they have to do? Here, Avram, Joel, we actually have to leave here because we're running out of money here. So then, big shake.
But he bailed them out. He was chatting shit because he bailed them out.
Yep.
But big up, Ben.
Palestine.
I want to hear from Asif. Go ahead, Asif. And then
I've got a few points to make. And to wrap it up, my final word, I've enjoyed listening to people's opinions, even though I might not agree with a lot. FA Cup final, the two goal scorers, Menu, Garnacho, against Pep Guardiola's Man City, on the bench today. Who did that? The manager did it. That was his decision. We did fuck all in the first half. As soon as he made his substitutes, which were late, we started playing better, but it was too late by then. I like Amarim. I wanted him to succeed, and I do want him to. I want to give him a summer, a pre-season, and then a transfer window, and then until Christmas. If there's no improvements, he has to go, because it's been absolutely atrocious. He speaks well in press conferences. He's dealt with big egos and big personalities, and I always like that from a manager. But on the pitch is ineffective, and that's where it matters. All the rest is just noise. I don't want any more interviews from players. No more try not to laugh challenges. Fucking morons. We're 15th and 16th, and they're there doing try not to laugh challenge. How pathetic. They're trying to mug the fan base off. I agree with you about boycotting, Nuruddin. I'm with you all the way, 100%, brother. But I'm just being realistic. It's not going to happen. These fans are too divided. There's too many egos. They all think they're leaders. They all think they've got some special connection with United and they're better than everyone else. So they're never gonna come together unless it's something they plan. So that's not going to happen, even though it should. You're right. I agree with you with that. It's just, honestly, this is a stain on Manchester United's history. This 24-25 season, the league, losing the Europa League to Spurs in a final, it is atrocious. Honestly, it's not good enough. And the only positive I've got going into next season is there's no European football, so the players are going to get rest. They're going to get more time on the training ground. So we might see an improved performance on the pitch in the Premier League, and that might be the only silver lining to this disaster of a season. But Amarim, I really wanted him to succeed, but he's not shown anything to, like, people are saying, if he got sacked, I wouldn't say, oh, why did, like when Van Gaal got sacked, when Mourinho got sacked, I felt like he got done dirty in his season. He got sacked where they gave him Fred and said, go win the league. I think it was Fred and Delors after he finished second. They didn't back him. But if Amarim gets sacked, I won't be hurt. But I will say I'd give him a summer to get his philosophy on the pitch, and then a transfer window, and then there needs to be big improvements. If we're going to lose, be competitive and lose. If we're going to lose, be entertaining, make it tough. Don't just get smashed by every Tom, Dick and Harry and make a shambles of Old Trafford with that record that we've got now after this season. Absolute mockery it is. And I always give managers time. I always say a manager deserves 3 seasons because I backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But when it was the 3rd season and it started to fall apart, I said, fair enough, he's had time. 3 seasons is enough for any top manager at a top club to show they've got it. But honestly, I've never seen anything this bad. Ralph Ragnick wasn't even this bad. It has been a disaster. But I really hope that something good comes with the signings. Cunha's going to come, it looks like, and we're getting a few more. I just hope that no European distractions next season put us in a good position in the league. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
Cunha's going to come. That's what's coming. Cunha's coming.
To be honest, Nurden wanted that, to be fair, as well. He did say that he went under Ten Hag. He didn't want any European football. So let's see how we go next season.
Well,
Bring
bring up the bacon.
Oh yeah, so,
big up Esky, man.
yeah, I big up my man's point there, Asif, about the no European football. Yeah, just stay, one game at a time. That's what we wanted a couple of years ago as well. But what I will say, I've in my life, I'm like working at different jobs. I spoke to old enough United fans that I've seen, George Best play and stuff. Let alone, fans that have seen us go down. There's no God-given right to be in the Premier League, being top 4, be whatever. And football's in cycles. Liverpool had 30 years, Arsenal are on 20-something, and we're on, 13? 13 will turn to 20 like that. Don't worry about it. It's just cycles, isn't it? We're all just, we know what we are. We know where we're at. And at this moment in time, you just got to take it as it comes. We're terrible right now. Spurs beat us, and it's embarrassing because of what we are. But like I said, it's in cycles. In the next 20 years, Aston Villa could be a powerhouse. You don't know. So as of right now, like we're all saying, I think we should just back, if you're not backing the manager, whatever, but get behind players, some that you like, definitely the youngsters. Get United against the ownership and Ineos because they're just dickheads, Zionist cunts. So just try to get these lot out. Protests, I know Nuruddin's hopeful, this and that, but again, I'm in that camp, Nuruddin. I'm not sure it's going to be that effective. I don't think you can get people because Man United is such a huge entity. And people, come from all over. Look how much fans in that stadium make up every week that are people coming up from the first time or people traveling from all over. It's tens of thousands of people. You can't convince loads of people that have spent their money, hard-earned money, to come and see that game to postpone it. I know you're saying for the local guys to stop it, but even then, it's hard for these people. It's the life and soul. like we're saying here, it's entertainment for a lot of people, but to them, it's everything. So for me, I'm not sure if that's going to work. And with what is it, Bombay's point about Arteta getting them challenging. I mean, Wenger had him in the top 4 every year, and they hounded that manager out. This guy spent, almost £1 billion to just do the same. So I think context is important as to where everything is. It looks rosy for Arsenal, but at the end of the day, they're just exactly where they were with Wenger. We've fallen off massively, so we're shit. And then obviously this is City's era, then Liverpool are here now, and we're just gonna watch them win more Premier Leagues and stuff, and then it'll be like that in reverse for us because it's in cycles. But like I said, hopefully these lot fuck off, or there could be one saviour out there. There could be our Jurgen Klopp kind of manager out there that just gets us in the right direction. And next thing one season, Man United could just turn into a good team. You never know. It could happen. It happened with Liverpool. If you told a Liverpool fan 40 years ago, in 30 years' time, you win fuck all, then one guy will come in and change you, and you'll be a powerhouse again. They wouldn't believe you, but it happened. So that's just what it is. You can't write this stuff, and we just got to live in this moment. This is the era we live in because of the Glazer era, and yeah, it's pretty shit. But just keep on.
I'm sorry, Edsky. Do you think it was all Jurgen Klopp? You don't think it was about the recruitment? It wasn't about selling players and buying in the right players and building a team. And also him playing good football and keeping the fans on side.
I'm being very I'm being very, I'm being very short. Of course, it comes in the whole of if you're Liverpool, if you're a dominant force in English football and you won nothing for 30 years. It's all terrible. You would take anything at that point.
No, they didn't win nothing. They didn't win the league for 30 years, but they won European Cups.
Okay, but
and they won loads of UEFA Cups and FA Cups and League Cups and all of that.
No, England. I understand that they've won trophies. Like Man United, innit? We've won fuck all. We've won some European Cup. Well, we won one shit one, and we've won some FA Cups along the way, right? But my point is this: accumulation of factors after 30 years of them doing fuck all made them all of a sudden go the right way and then build and build and build. And now they've won 2 Premier Leagues. They've been to Champions League finals. They won FA Cups. They've won a lot under Jurgen Klopp, basically. And now he's put them in good stead. So in such a good stead that Arne Slot, a manager that no one really knew, no one really rated, can come in from the Dutch league where we got Ten Hag, take over that team, and then just go and walk it. So what I'm saying is...
Bro.
Pardon?
He brought him back in it as Liverpool, like we know
No, but that
before
squad
they
was
were
the thing.
like,
No. Here's what happened, Mbaye, with that quickly. They went for 4 2 years ago. Then they got burnt out last year. Then City fell off this year, and then Liverpool came back. It's that simple. And Arsenal just shut the bed. That's all that happened. The team was good enough. After going for 4 trophies, they fell off massively last year. That's true.
Yeah.
Because
But I mean,
that's what it was.
Do you know Liverpool before they were a bit like we are now? Just
That's my
yeah,
point.
no, yeah. But now you look at Liverpool. This is one of the most serious teams consistently. And
No, but that was us.
club
Under Fergie.
tenure has yeah. So he's brought them back to like where they should be.
After 30 years, and now we're approaching
Yeah.
15, Arsenal 20. But it cycles. Nuruddin, you know that it's cyclical. You're on mute, by the way.
The idea that you believe it was just.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
That Bumbaye believes the way he's talking that it was just Jurgen Klopp. No, it wasn't. It was. They had one of the best directors of football in world football, in Jonathan Edwards. That's why he just brought in what's his name, the guy, because the quality players were there. The quality players were there. That's why they signed Slot and went and fucking won the league. Jurgen Klopp wanted a guy from Germany. The sporting director sat down in the head recruitment and said, no, actually, this guy does not. If you want to play this way, this is going to fit. We're going to get you the players to fit your system if that's how you want to play. And without them, Jurgen Klopp does not win a league title, even though he's locked down. Jurgen Klopp does not win a European Cup. And he saw that the team was there. It's exactly the same way where Conte came into successful Chelsea, who were buying the best players, whose Raimovic was getting the best advice from the best directors of football in world football and buying the best quality. He come and won. Jose got sacked the year before won, but the players, he pissed off the players, and the players down too. Klopp comes, Conte comes in, they win. The next year, Conte doesn't win, they get sacked. Ancelotti comes in, wins the double. He doesn't win the next year, they get sacked. Because the players were already fucking there. The players are there, and if the coach can't go and win because the recruitment and everything else was taken care of, then you get that sack. Same thing happens to Real Madrid. Same thing happens at Barcelona. And Manchester United, Glazer ownership, and now Ineos have created that the only thing they were ever asked about was top 4. Never competing for the bigger trophies. That's why we've won the shit trophies. In the last 13 years, we won a Europa League, 2 League Cups, 2 FA Cups. That's what we've won for a club that spent $1.5 billion in the transfer market. Give it a rest, people. Give it a rest. But it is what it is, people. Love light. Go ahead, Eski. Eski, you had your last say. I'll just wrap it up and say that no Spurs fans, no Liverpool fans, no Arsenal fans, no Chelsea fans, nobody can ever banter me because I know what my club is. You can never banter me as much as the Glazers and now Ineos banter me. So you can say whatever the fuck you want. I've known about this football club for a long time that I've been on YouTube, that I've been on Twitter or X. I've been saying the club is rotten. Unless you remove the trauma at this football club, which is Glazers and now Ineos, you ain't going to get anywhere. And if you want to don't want to fight for it, then we're going to be coming back next season, saying the same thing. Rinse and repeat. And we're going to make it about managers. I repeat, we've had 6 full-time managers. We've had 4 interim coaches. 10 people in the last 13 years. And you think this is going to get better and people want to give Amorim, whoever it is. I have never, after the first manager, the second manager, the third, I don't look at the managers or coaches. I look at the fucking Muppets who get them here. Yeah. And that's why I was saying about Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag needs to leave, but the Glazers need to fuck off as well. So if you want Amorim to fuck off, Barada, Dodgy Dave, Wilcox, all these fuckers all need to fuck off. And if you're not saying that, then I'm not taking you any seriously. But we've been on for 2.5 hours. Like I said, Manchester United don't pay me to talk about 2.5 hours. It's 12 o'clock, nearly 1 o'clock in the UK. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in tonight. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're shadow banned because we talk about the genocide, what's going on in the world. We talk about the real important stuff. I cry about Palestinians. I cry about the Sudanese. I cry about the Congolese. I cry about real stuff that is worth to cry about. I never cry about Manchester United because they don't care. We
don't
got
deserve
owners
it.
who only care about money and who are about regeneration in area to make more money and build a stadium to make more money. It's not about what's on the football pitch. It's not about the entertainment. It's not about putting Manchester United in a trajectory where we were. Manchester United does not need to be owned and managed. Manchester United are a self-sufficient football club. We just needed the right people to be in the right positions. But we're not doing that. We're owned by vultures. We're owned by new vultures, and nothing ain't going to change if the fans sit back and relax. Fans have got rid of owners. In Italy, they've done it. In Spain, they have done it. In France, they have done it. In the UK, they have done it. But no, all of a sudden, but Manchester United, they can't do it. Power concedes nothing without demand. Fuck Zionism. It's a death cult. Fuck the entity. It's not even a fucking country anymore. Fuck every piece of shit that is Israel that's supporting the fucking genocide of people. There's a Holocaust happening right under our watch. And majority of you say, well, what are we going to do? I feel so humiliated. I feel humiliated as a Muslim in this world. I feel humiliated as a person who understands what the death cult Zionism is and that we can't do anything to save the poor children and women and the people in Palestine, the defenseless people that are getting picked off, kids that are getting assassinated on a daily. We can't do anything. The shame is not on me because I have zero power. I'm just one person. It's on every Muslim, so-called Muslim leader. It's on every Zionist Arab fucking leader. It is on you. The history books will tell the truth about what you did. The Arab Emirates are the most disgraceful. And if you don't boycott the Arab Emirates, then you're the biggest fucking hypocrite on this planet. If you support stopping the genocide of Palestine and you go and visit and get found in the state of the UAE, you are the biggest hypocrite because you might as well bend over, no Vaseline, for the Israelis, soldiers who have just come off the front line, murdering Palestinians who are partying in Dubai and the Arab Emirates. You are nothing more than like them. You might as well take your Vaselines with you. Free fucking Palestine, free the Congo, free Sudan, free the people, free the land. Fuck Zionism. Fuck every piece of shit Muslim in this world who goes along with Zionism. Fuck every piece of shit person who's supporting what they're saying. You've lost your humanity. You're a fucking machine. You're a robot. There's nothing human about you. This channel, we choose to tell the truth. We don't give a fuck. But that's the reason why you need to hit the like and subscribe, because you're only going to get the truth on this fucking channel. I've been telling you about Glazers and Ineos for years. For years. Sacking Amorim, whether he stays or goes, ain't going to change it unless we change the root cause. The root cause is like the fucking British government who are people putting in poverty and asking people to stop intercommunal violence. That's never going to stop unless you stop things systematically and structurally. It's never going to stop. That's what Manchester United fans are, deluding their way. You have power with your feet and money. You have that. Change it. I'll be live again tomorrow. And I'll be doing a video about who's getting bantered. I've been getting bantered for 20 years. I've been getting bantered for 13 years. Why am I getting bantered? Manchester United in a shit Europa League will never deserve me. I'm laughing because I knew we were not going to win. Manchester United are being crap, but they're crap for a reason. Year on decline. And you know what makes me even sad is that I feel sorry for all the fans who are going into debt going there tonight. They're the people I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for people like Saeed who are having to have 12 hours traveling to get back. Saeed's not sleeping tonight. He's in a car right now on his way to an airport near Barcelona to fly back for tomorrow. That's where he is. So at the end of the day, I feel bad for all of those people who are going to debt, who are, wasted their time with this bullshit. Wasted. I didn't even do a watch along. I watched it here by myself. I didn't do a watch along. It's not even worth me talking for 4 hours on YouTube about this shit. Free fucking Palestine from the fucking river to the fucking sea. Free all of the world from Zionism. Free all of the world of white supremacy. Free all of the world of patriarchy. Free all of the world of hatred. Love is the only fucking answer. Love is the only answer. And my love goes out to the majority of United fans who are not sheep, who are not bootlickers. The bootlickers can fuck off. The sheep, they're going to sheep anyway. Manchester United needs new owners. We need to turn over a new page. Look at Newcastle. Soon as they left, the life came back into that football club. The life.
Yeah.
Ain't no life coming back into Manchester United without the vultures gone. And anybody who tells you otherwise, they've not been paying attention. They rather talk about cosmetics, papering over the cracks. Andrew will be sacked. Another guy will come in near Christmas. We'll go through that again. It's not his players. It's not this. It's not that. And then he'll get sacked. Then we'll bring in another guy. You need owners and board that knows about football, that's ambitious, that wants to win the big trophies, not Mickey Mouse fucking trophies. But peace, love, light, win, lose, draw, fuck Ineos, fuck Glazers, and most importantly, fuck the death cult that is Zionism. Fuck the death cult that is Zionism, and fuck all the Muslim Zionists in this world, and fuck all the atheist Zionists in this world. Fuck all the Christian Zionists in this world. Fuck you. And if you want to protect them, then fuck you too. Fuck the Glazers. Fuck Ineos. It's been a pleasure, people. Good night. Manchester United is not worth you getting sad over. It is not.
No.
You only get sad over things that you fought for. None of the fan base have fought to get the vultures out. We haven't. And I am to blame as anybody else. But at least in this Sincere Therapy channel, I can openly talk about it, honestly. And talk about it. That I have not done enough. And I am afraid to be locked up. You have to fight for what you want. And we're not doing it. Free fucking Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Lebanon. Everywhere. Peace, love, and light. Free the Manchester 10. Free the Manchester United fans from the vultures. Love, light. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Night.